Okay, I'm not dropping any frames. Great. Alrighty. Blue. Oh, somebody's watching. I think that's me. Hello, one person do like plus 0, does it? Hmm. Almost like it was already did. Hey, somebody's watching, I guess. Wonder who that is. Yeah, enjoy yourself, man. I'm enjoying this. I'm tape modding this keyboard right now, and I'm lubing the switches. I should have my mic work. Yeah, my mic's working. Here's my mic, by the way. So, wear the suit. Okay. It's like what, $14 on eBay. Totally worth the price. Oh, am I too quiet? Uh, let's see. Uh, yeah, that's fair, but I'm barely touching the yellow, so should probably turn up the gain a little bit. May Let's see. Ooh, that's a bit loud. Oh, I'm clipping. Yeah. Well, I hope your dogs aren't too rambunctious and actually destroy something valuable, you know? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I mean, plugging a mic into a computer, it always turns out quiet. Like, I don't know what it is. This one. Yeah. Yeah. That's what happens with socks around my house. Like, my dogs love socks. So they just, like, we have socks all around the house. And if they get to a sock, it's theirs, basically. Because socks are pretty cheap. So you just give it to them. Of course, once they find it and start chewing on it, it's like it's too late by that point. Yeah, yeah. Mics are just not that loud. But I mean, this is like what, $13? It's like wireless, so I'm like not complaining. That's good for a wired mic, and this doesn't sound that bad. So, well, that's a little clippy. Let's see. Let me turn that down just a hair. Yeah, there we go. So like, I'm not complaining at all because I paid nothing for this nothing for it basically. Apparently this oh, I'm still clipping. Apparently this mic also has like auto gain control, but it doesn't seem to be working all that well. Yeah. Oof. But also, doesn't the Yeti have like a gain knob like itself too? I think it's just because these have like no gain at all. Like they're what you get is what you get sort of thing. I wish this thing had a gain knob, but like there's no controls on it other than software, so that ain't gonna work. I'm leaving the switches, but I also tape modded this thing from the inside. I did that off camera though. I see. This keyboard's very pingy, and I tried to fix that, but I don't think there's any fixing that unless I desolder the switches. And I don't even think I have I don't have the patience or anything for that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that to an extra keyboard. No, no, it's just painter's tape. Like the mod is that you just stick a few layers of painter's tape on the keyboard and on the plastic on the casing. I stuck like a little bit of sugar in there, but I don't think that did anything, and that was just like a huge waste because sugar is expensive. Of course, there's also the Play-Doh mod, which I hear the Play-Doh just like crumbles after a year, so it's like not worth it. Sugar doesn't though; it's like rubber. Yeah, like it's not that bad. It makes it poppy like more than it. I just do like a quick sound test. If I just like, of course, lubing it also like dampens it quite a bit. In fact, that's mostly what it does. What the lubing does, it dampens it. Oh yeah, it's got a metal front plate, but the back is just like hollow. It's basically hollow. Let's see. I would stick kill mat in here, but like I really don't want to because it's expensive. Oh yeah, like any keyboard that you lube in like sound mod, like you could put anything in sound mod. You could put pillow fluff in the keyboard for sound modding. Like I'm not even joking. That's what some people do. They just stick pillow fluff in the keyboard. It doesn't sound that bad either. I'm halfway considering just like ripping open one of my pillows and just stealing some foam off of it. It wouldn't be that hard either. Maybe I'll do that in my ergonomic keyboard because that really needs it. Really needs the sound dampening. Let's see. What am I? Oh yeah. Best thing about pillow fluff is that it you just mold it like well of course that's also why Play-Doh was used because it's just easy, but like it doesn't work. And this I hear where's the lid? Yeah, this stuff is glorious G lube. stuff's way too expensive now, but I got it when it was cheap, and it's like I hear it's not the best, but like with this stuff, you really don't need a lot of it because it's like really, it's not goopy. It's like it doesn't flow. You probably can't see that, it's overexposed, but yeah. Yeah, this stuff will stick to its shape whenever you want it to be. Oh yeah, that might work for like the bottom casing, maybe not the top. But like the tape mod does do a lot by itself. It makes it clicky, or not clicky, but like tacky. Yeah, I'm done with that switch. I'm also removing these O-rings because typing just feels better without them. I also did that with this keyboard right here. You probably can't see, but this is using pudding switches, which is white. It's got like the see-through layer, like a whole bottom see-through layer on it, and on the top too, of course, for maximum RGB. You know, I like this keyboard though. It, it was I don't regret buying it. I loved this keyboard too. It really needed it, but like, well, it didn't really need it because it was already pretty good. But like, it made it feel better. It made it less hollow feeling. And that's a pretty thin keyboard as well. It's like under an inch thick up until the edge. Of course, they got to put the wheel on it and crap. But here. At this point, like I probably could get like a cheap like $20 hot swap keyboard and use that for something, but like nah, I'm gonna use what I have, make it better at least. Like it's already making like a pretty big difference. Let me get like a key from a. Let me remove the rubber from this one. Let's see. Oh no, I haven't. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I remember they also had one with like a dual screen, right? Where like it had like a little screen that popped out the side, and that was like a thick laptop. You ain't putting that thing on your lap unless you have a death wish or a knee pain wish, I guess. I'm not sure which one you're talking about, but the dual screen one, I know for a fact IBM did that at one point. Fujitsu might have. I don't know actually. I'm not sure I know about that thick book video. You might have to send it to me after, or send it to me whenever, really. Oh yeah. Of course, there's also now these you can get monitors that just like clip onto the back of a laptop, like any laptop, and it turns it into that sort of thing. And of course, there's also that Razer prototype thing. That's sad. They never ended up making that. Let's see. I'll get the Twitch music library. See if I can put on like something. Oh, it's one of those. I'll have to look into it eventually. Let's see. There we go. Well, yeah. Oh, I saw that one, or not saw it, but I have seen that in my feed. It's kind of cool though. I like how it's like a wedge. Like it looks like one of those like wedge PCs, like a Atari 800 or something. I hope I'm not lagging. My encoding's overloaded. Let me see. Let's just do window capture. Oh yeah, me neither. That thing looks like a pain in the butt. It looks like a pain in the butt to carry around. or just like store, because it's not flat. You can just like stack it with more laptops. Let's see. Now I'm appearing over.
Machine and its thirst for power requires an equally big power adapter, delivering 120 watts because this laptop is running an 88 watt Pentium 4 CPU.
Oh,
Due
that
to the
thing.
bulk of this
That's a
notebook, it's
pretty
good to
big
see that care has been
package.
taken to wrap it up. There's also an extra DVD drive for some reason. Who knows, it may be good to have a spare as it's compatible with many other IBM ThinkPads. Now we can feast our eyes on the ThinkPad within, keeping the 3.33 GHz Pentium 4 CPU with hyper-threading cool
Oh,
requires
you
some
can see the
serious
color of the
cooling
copper.
vents, and the
Wow.
original owner said he used it quite extensively for many years, so the fans will likely need a good clean out. I can already see signs of hefty dust buildup, which I guess for me is a good thing. And all this heft and cooling is for the processor within, delivering desktop performance in a somewhat portable form. Whether you consider 8.5 pounds or the equivalent of 3.85 kilograms portable is
Oof.
entirely up to you. The size is without a doubt put to good use. The large vents are a necessity. There's even
It's
an
kind
air
of cool
intake
looking
above the
though.
keyboard. And as far as ports go, you get 4 USB, audio in and out, modem, gigabit
Asus is
Ethernet,
awesome. I love
PS2, a
them.
parallel port, and
They do weird
VGA out,
crap.
2 PC card slots, and an optical disk drive. Models without discrete graphics would actually have a floppy drive here instead of an air vent as well. So let's fire up this rather grimy machine and see how it runs. This laptop originally came out in early 2005, so you know what operating system it will have. Oh, and it actually looks like the owner had Linux installed on here as well. But I'm here
Huh.
for Windows XP.
Don't blame them.
And hearing that startup chime is like coming home. So it's got a
This,
3.3 GHz P4 as well as 2 gigabytes of
you know what? This laptop, it looks like something you'd see in like Half-Life or something. Just like the big brickiness of it, because it's so big. It looks like something somebody would like make in Gmod or something.
RAM, the maximum amount for this model. Jumping ahead a bit, I tested the battery, which is still in good health. Under 70 cycles used in around 17 years. Not bad. From afar, this looks okay, and I've definitely seen worse. So let's take it apart and give it a much needed clean out. I wonder just how clogged with dust those fans really are.
It looks
And opening
weird.
up one of these laptops is pretty
It looks
straightforward,
weird.
thanks to
Like
IBM posting instructions online. And I'll be
it
using the
kind of looks
Graphics
weird. I
Project
like the.
Toolkit to get
Let me
inside.
pause this.
This is the original.
I like the look of it, but it just looks weird. It looks like it's like sinking into the table. Like it looks like a glitch in the matrix, I guess. But like it looks like some of the keyboard is just through the table.
Original 80GB IDE drive dated November of 2004. From memory, IBM were always pretty good when it came to easy upgradability, especially the RAM and hard disks. The rechargeable BIOS battery seems to be keeping the chime, and I didn't end up replacing it. But you can get one off of eBay for as little as $10. Next, there were a few screws holding the keyboard in place. It's also held in with some clips. I gently pried upward and then outwards to release it.
Yeah,
Now
I
we can
bet.
see all of the internals and cooling blocks. I can't wait to get stuck into that dusty CPU fan. However, there are quite a few more steps to get to the cooling assembly, requiring the whole top
That's some
casing to be
sticky looking
removed
dust.
unfortunately. But it does mean we get to
That's a
explore
weird
this
looking
interesting
key.
laptop along with all its quirks.
Like
This laptop
key's
has an alright
not molded
discrete
right.
graphics card,
It's
the
got like,
GeForce FX Go 5200 with
oh, that's
128
a weird looking
megabytes of
key.
memory. This mobile graphics solution was originally released back in 2003 and is cooled somewhat indirectly by this heatsink and the air that would be pushed over the fins. That heatsink made contact with the GPU die using thermal pads. They're still in good condition, so I'll leave them on. And unlike a lot of other ThinkPads, the optical drive is not hot swappable. Heck, you've got to remove the keyboard to get the drive out, and the next step is definitely going to be one of the biggest, removing the entire top casing. This required the removal of many Phillips head screws, and keeping track of them was pretty
Oh
easy.
jeez. Puncher block to the rescue, I guess. Let's see. Gotta reload the player. Is it just not playing anymore? The coding is overloaded.
Laptop brand that made their screen hinges strong, and this one still feels like new, and with all the connectors out of the way, the display was off. Now all that was holding the casing on were the clips at the front. This is a very substantial
Oh yeah, my computer's having trouble.
cooling solution,
There we
which
go.
was absolutely required to cool the 88-watt beast of a Pentium 4 CPU. And there's the Socket 478 upgradable processor. But there's really no need to upgrade it, as this is pretty much the best processor you could put in here anyway. And to remove the old paste, I applied some isopropyl alcohol, which doesn't leave behind any residue. Have the many years of use left behind anything interesting in the fan assembly? Well, it looks like there's a good bit of carpet forming, and oh god, that can't be good.
Oh yeah, you gotta be extremely lucky to get stuff that it's just like clean it out and like put it back together. Like you never get that basically ever.
Good for airflow. This probably explains why I didn't feel a lot of air coming out of the vents while testing some games. Now all of the parts can be thoroughly dusted out. This took many attempts as the dust simply didn't want to leave. The reason the internals are so dusty is simple. So much airflow is needed to keep that processor cool. Now the reassembly can begin, starting with a fresh application of thermal compound. I spread a thin layer evenly over the surface, and when I reseated the cooler, I was sure to apply even pressure across.
You don't have to do that. Like I don't know who ever like spreads it out, except for like putting it directly on the die. I don't think anybody ever spreads it with a card. I think screwing it down is more than enough. I don't know.
Across all of the mounting screws. It's a shame that you've got to take it apart this far just to access
my
the CPU,
lube on the keyboard.
But at least it is replaceable. And the display is the highest resolution they offered for this model at 1400 by 1050. It's not all that bright, but at least the hinges are still strong. And to hold those hinges in place, I applied some thread locker to the screws. This will stop them loosening over time. It's also great that the GPU is replaceable. I do wish there was a better one in here to match the power of the CPU though. And while the keyboard is off, I removed any gunk that had built up around the edges. Now it's time. I think we should give it a clean with a healthy dose of eucalyptus oil. The eucalyptus oil is great for removing bacteria and leaving the laptop smelling fresh. This is already making a big difference, and off camera I actually vacuumed out all of the hair from the keyboard. You really wouldn't want to see that. And with a scrub from a toothbrush covered in isopropyl alcohol, the keys are clean once again. This is a machine that honestly now is in near perfect condition. The last part to clean was the screen, and this turned up spotless. I feel due to its size, this wasn't moved around much. The G41 is an odd device that came out right before Intel's Core 2 Duo CPUs, which were not only faster but far less power hungry, meaning laptops like this didn't have to be as thick and heavy to achieve similar levels of performance. So let's try using some software on this 17-year-old notebook. The original hard disk doesn't seem slow, so I won't replace it. I do have compatible SSDs with an IDE interface adapter if it does eventually fail though. First up is Far Cry. This is a great looking game for 2005.
Fresh?
I felt as if the resolution of 800 by 600
Did I miss that?
does eventually fail though.
It probably smells like eucalyptus oil. Smells like the...
Didn't have to be as thick and heavy to achieve similar levels of performance. So let's try using some software on this 17-year-old notebook.
Thanks bro.
The original hard disk doesn't seem slow, so I won't replace it. I do have compatible SSDs with an IDE interface adapter if it does eventually fail though. First up is Far Cry. This is a great looking game for 2005. I felt as if the resolution of 800 by 600 on this just...
Oh yeah, if you ever lube a keyboard that you get, I should say, like on the stabilizers, just like gloop it in there. Like, it can't be that bad. Just, like, gloop it. Oh, that was that far. I don't know who in their right mind would use eucalyptus oil. That shit smells awful.
display was a sweet spot in terms of performance and clarity. On medium
Like it
settings,
actually
this was
like
very
ruined my
playable.
nasal. It like
Star
made
Wars
me sick for
Battlefront
like a
2,
day.
also on
I got
medium
like
settings
a
at
essential oil like freaking I got essential oil like um eucalyptus oil, and it's like it made me like wanna. It hurt my nasal like for like an entire day, and I only had it on for like a few minutes. It was awful.
600p was also fine. As long as games are 2005 or older, this laptop can probably handle them. A much older game, Age of Empires 2, ran great, which is to be expected, and I did end up playing heaps of this while using the battery. Such a nostalgia trip. Speaking of nostalgia trip, I had to play old school
Oh yeah,
RuneScape. This was a lot of fun,
definitely,
and I'm
definitely.
surprised how much my character has leveled up with me simply slaying cows when I test old laptops. The real test for an ancient laptop is YouTube playback. Loading the site was very slow, I must admit, but playback at 360p was totally fine. But bumping it up to 720p, it fared much worse. When I was young, I had lots of fun simply watching the screensavers. Let me know your favorites in the comments below. Drawing abstract art in Microsoft Paint is also a legal requirement when making a video about a Windows XP computer. Not sure where I was going with this one, honestly. While this is a very outdated device now, when it came out it offered excellent CPU performance, but I really doubt many people use these on their laps, given how heavy and hot the base got. The keyboard is great, a
It
common
looks like
theme
it would
among
fall
IBM
off of your lap.
notebooks
It
of this
looks like it's
vintage,
like
and
it looks like it's heavy towards the like. Let me get my mouse in here. It looks like it's heavy like around here. Let me turn off my preview. Looks like it's heavy like around here. So it looks like it just like pummel off your lap or
as an
something.
overall package it's
Especially with all
sturdy,
that,
dependable, and
especially with all the copper around there.
would double as a doorstop. Some people hate the pointer nub, but honestly, I couldn't imagine this laptop without one. It's another device I'm glad to have in my collection.
Well, I'm signed out again. Thanks, YouTube. Oh yeah, that thing looks like it'd get like super hot. Not the game, but like actually super hot. Let's see. I don't know. Let's switch it. Oh yeah, I love Chromebooks for like the idea of them. I like. They're just like cheap laptops. You can do whatever you want. Like I bet like for people that need to like computer controlled stuff like 3D printers, CNC machines. I bet they can get Chromebooks and just like use those instead if they didn't have like an old laptop or something. Desktop audio for now. Yeah, they're like decent laptops for like basic stuff. Yeah, something like that. Me. This phone looks so weird. I watched this video recently. Just like it's just got a 360 camera just bolted onto it. You can't take it off or anything. It's just stuck there. I just have to show that this phone looks so strange. It's got like a I forget. I think that's a temperature monitor or something. Oh yeah, of course. The protruding darling. I don't know who would name their phone that. Maybe it's like a first phone thing. Just like let me turn back on the sound.
Just like that. It looks like a normal phone. Nah, it's got that there.
Well, it's
It
not as
just looks so
special. It looks
weird.
like a decent
Alright, pop the
phone.
SIM tray out. We do have option. Oh, okay. It's this way then. We do have an option to install one micro SIM and an SD card, or one micro SIM and one nano SIM for the dual SIM
The
configuration.
funniest.
But we're going to be
Oh
going
yeah,
with
I
an
should
SD
say.
card and a
Go back to
Telstra
the.
SIM,
My computer
and we'll
wouldn't
stick
stop.
that in there.
Okay,
That in the listing that you just seen before, but it says just there about firmware, ROM, and languages. The original firmware supports only English and Chinese. We customized the firmware with multiple languages and Google Play Store. The device firmware is not certified by Google Play Protect certification. I mean, that's not really a big deal anyways. Besides, the phone menu apps are not 100% translated to your local language. A few of them is in English and Chinese language. Language is not a problem because you can still install apps of your local language in the phone. Once again, not a problem. The real RAM is 3 gig, but it displays on the phone as 6 gigabytes in settings, and the real ROM is 32 gigabytes, but it's displayed as 128 gig in settings. So that's a bit of a red flag there, but let's just go along with it for now, because then now we have the actual full specifications, which are listed here, which says we do have the 4K 360 degree camera listed, both cameras there, fingerprint scanner, and AMOLED display on a cheap phone. Is that going to be the case or not? Who knows? Running Marshmallow has a Helio X20 deca-core in it. In networks, we have 2G, 3G, and 4G as well, so we'll test that. Wi-Fi, what's going on here? But in here, but it's kind of already taken apart for me, so I don't even need to do anything. That was fairly easy. So here is the box. Pro Truly, it's like a leather. Oh, by Eton. Okay, Eton a train? I have no idea. Pro Truly, never heard of the brand, but supposedly they've made some 24 karat gold plated weird phones that are based on this thing. I've got no idea. I did Google them, but I've forgotten everything about it. And the whole VR thing right there as well. There's some gold accents going on, which means high quality. And flipping it over, there's nothing. And then just taking this piece off. Oh, it's gold. That's... wow. There you go. All the money has went into the box, not the phone itself. Then we've got this flap. Okay, because there's the phone there. Alright, no problems. Got a bit of foam in there. And then this comes off, and look, it's all organised. Just amazing. Okay, so what's in here? What have we got in here? SIM eject tool. Display on it, because on the bottom we do have two speaker grills as well as a USB Type-C port. On the side we have a SIM tray and volume buttons. Other side is just a power button, and on the top of the phone is a hole for a microphone and a 3.5mm headphone jack. But yeah, just camera there and there, just sort of sticks out. A really obscure phone. And just as a bit of a comparison, there's an S21 right next to it. It's, you know, it's a bit big. Just like that, it looks like a normal phone. Nah, it's got that there. It just looks so weird. Alright, popping the SIM tray out, we do have oh, okay. It's this way then. We do have an option to install one micro SIM and an SD card, or one micro SIM and one nano SIM for the dual SIM configuration. But we're going to be going with SD card and a Telstra SIM, and we'll stick that in there, like so. And it's time to take a look at the Pro Truly Darling. It does have such a nice name to it though, Pro Truly Darling. Well, let's see what the startup is. It's charged, it vibrated. Pro Truly, there it is there. Kind of reminds me of a Poco boot up, you know, with the colour and stuff. Could be just me. There you go. It's booting, we're getting there. Is it going to be setup or no setup? Do we get a sound? No, nope, that's it. Also, if you can hear crickets in the background, I'm sorry, there's crickets outside being a nuisance. But anyways, we've booted up. Holy moly, the screen looks absolutely crystal clear. That is quite amazing. It is an AMOLED display, that's for sure. We do have 4G at the top as well. It's super, super crisp. I'll show you further on when we actually boot into it. I have changed my Wi-Fi names as well to Doom-related ones, because why not? However, my internet is actually not working at the moment. I currently don't have any internet, so I have to hotspot it to my phone. So I'm not going to connect to Wi-Fi as of yet, so we'll just skip this. We may as well set up the fingerprint now, to be honest. Okay. Yep. Oh. Oh. You can do it, buddy. Uh-oh. That's probably not going to be reliable, but alright, no worries. Yes. There we go, we've booted up. That wallpaper is actually very, very nice, I must say. And the icons are also customized to make it look all fancy. Because this phone is looking luxurious with the whole gold accents and stuff like that. I'm going to say once again, even though the specs are a bit iffy at this point in time, for $112 Australian, this beats any Welcome device, any day of the week. But then again, any device beats a Welcome device. Anyways, continuing on, we've got 4G, we've got settings, thermometer on here. Okay, email, Pro Truly Gallery, phone messages, browser, we've got the VR camera, and then calendar, clock, music, video player, file manager, contact, search, calculator, system tools, which has sound recorder, FM radio, downloads, backup restore, and SIM toolkit, battery saver, Gmail, and PlayStation. Just there, I'll just activate the torch, see how bright this is. It's definitely two LEDs in there. It's not the brightest, but it'll definitely do. No other options there, so that's all good. Touching and holding, we've got to look at the wallpapers. Oh. Okay, so if you pick image, they've got some... Oh, see the whole 360 degree thing? Oh, that's cool. There's another default one on here, which is... Oh, that's what it's going to look like, hopefully. We'll see. So we've got the Earth wallpaper, the Mars wallpaper, I assume that's Mars, a gold guitar, and then we've got Hollow Spiral. So not a lot of default wallpapers, but the ones included do look pretty nice, but I'm going to stick with the Earth one. Looking at the display though, it's definitely an AMOLED display. And as I said, it is really clear for what it is. Due to this being a fairly outdated device, the bezel sizes are kind of as they are. They could like a lot of Mars wallpaper, I assume that's Mars, a gold guitar, and then we've got Hollow Spiral. So not a lot of default wallpapers, but the ones included do look pretty nice, but I'm going to stick with the Earth one. Looking at the display though, it's definitely an AMOLED display. And as I said, it is really clear for what it is. Due to this being a fairly outdated device, the bezel sizes are kind of as they are. They could have put a home button here, or double as a fingerprint sensor. That would have been handy. Also, one other thing I didn't know about this, has a notification LED. I mean, for a fairly old phone like this, it was quite common to have a notification LED anyways, but it's good to see it there. We'll jump into settings and take a look through here. Also, you've got this camera sticking in the side of your head when you take a call.
Hello? Yes. Hi. Yes, there is a 360-degree camera shoved in my ear canal. Yes. There is a lamp on the floor. I don't know why. That's probably not my fault. Yeah, no, it's fine. Perfectly fine. Wait, hang on. Sorry, I can't hear you. Oh, now I can hear you. Okay. Alright, that's cool.
Wi-Fi did detect 2.4 GHz as well as 5 GHz networks, Bluetooth, SIM cards, data usage, and more. Mobile networks, we will just check to see if it does actually find Telstra 4G. I think this does have 4G. There it is, Telstra 4G, legit 4G device. I won't do a call test now. After we have a look through settings, then I'll do a call test. In display, we've got clear motion. Oh, does this have a high refresh rate? Let's just leave that on. Mirror vision, brightness level, colors and contrast. Pinch from Samsung, I think. Wallpaper we've been through, sleep, daydream, font size when device is rotated, and cast, all the usual stuff there. Center notifications, yes, best Auden, best loudness, and best surround, all the greatest stuff from MediaTek. If we take a look at the ringtones, what's the default ring? Oh, they've got their own custom ringtones. Come on, we've got to have a listen to it. Not sure if these are, you know, custom made for this device or pinched from somewhere. These will be in the system files, so that's funky. Feel free to use them. Oh my god, it keeps going. I'll leave it as the first one. I've got to say also, the speaker quality doesn't sound too bad at this point in time, but when we test BFG Division, we'll get a better idea of how that sounds. Application-wise, we'll go through here. I will run the Secret Codes app and see if we can find anything to mess around with any hidden settings, but I'll just scroll through here. There's some VR apps already installed on here. Browser, some MediaTek stuff, I would imagine to see. Yes, there it all is there. Downloads, DRM, engineer mode, that's probably what we can open up. Google Account Manager, I will put a Gmail on here as well. We'll do some gaming on this thing. It's gonna be weird to try and play games with that in the way, but we'll see how we go. Phone, Pro Truly Gallery, Sensor Hub, Setup Wizard, Sound Recorder, System UI, Marshmallow there, Thermometer, Turbo Download, vCalendar, Wireless Update, all that stuff. Looking fairly good. Didn't see anything dodgy in there. Storage and USB does actually say 32 gigabytes, not 128 gigabytes. Okay, so it's not lying. Then that's good. So then if we come down to battery, it was 100% out of the box. I will do a battery test on this as well. After I pause filming, do the camera test, I'll do a battery standby test on this and just see how it performs. And memory, does it say 3 gig? Oh, no, it says 6 gigabytes there, but 3 gigabytes it says on the listing. But we'll check that further on when we get to the specifications, location, security. So we've got the fingerprint set up. So obviously we'll quickly test that. Not the fastest, but it does work. It was a little iffy in rolling my finger, but it seems to work fine now. Doesn't look like there's any face unlock or anything like that, which honestly, that's quite fine. Accounts, Google, language and input, backup and reset, date and time, all that sort of stuff. Accessibility options, which has all the usual stuff in there, and in about About phone shows system update, wireless update. In status, holy moly, we do have a unique serial number. With cheap devices, I'm just not used to this, but there you go, unique serial number. Android 6. Go on. Watch me fail in 3, 2, 1, fail. Yep, there you go. Can never win this game. We've got GSM baseband version there. We've got a CDMA baseband version, listed 2017. So yeah, this phone's looking to be about 5 years old. That's why it's so cheap. Build number, and it shows the battery capacity in settings, which is quite fine, 3560 milliamp hours. So I've just set up Wi-Fi on this. I'm using my phone as a hotspot. It'll do for now. And if I go to about phone and system update, do we get any updates? It would be great if we do. Nope. Okay. Try this wireless update, which never works. I've never seen this work before, but go on. Prove me wrong. Oh, okay. Network connection failed. Well, it's fine. Should be good. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get anything there. The phone is starting... Oh, I left the torch on. I was going to say... The phone's starting to get a little warm, so I fixed that problem, but yeah, it's starting to get a little warm there. Not too bad though. They said about the Chinese applications as well, but none of that's on here, so the only thing of concern so far is the RAM and the processor. That's the only concerns. But everything else is seeming to be quite good at this point in time. Alright, so I'm going to give this a quick call. Oh, so the bands listed on AliExpress may not be compatible with Telstra. I will quickly switch SIM cards. Alright, let me try Vodafone now. Should be compatible with Vodafone. I'd say it would be. No. Vodafone doesn't work either. Okay, this is not looking good. I mean, the 4G band list on AliExpress was very limited. There was like 3 bands for 4G and that was it. Alright, let's try Optus and see if this works. There we go.
Okay, here we are testing the earpiece quality of the Pro Truly Darling D7 mobile phone. This is the quality on 3G with Optus. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with Vodafone and Telstra, so can't do terribly much about that with the limited band support, but it is what it is. It should sound reasonable, I guess. And microphone quality for the Pro Truly D7 sounds a little something like this. And what's happening right now is the 360-degree camera is right in my ear, which is a bit uncomfortable, I guess. It's really strange to just have it there. But this is what it sounds like. I hope it sounds somewhat reasonable. I mean, for a phone that costs $115 Australian, it should be more than acceptable.
But I think you're all wanting to see the main attraction of this is the camera. This thing here. So if we open this up, oh boy, here we go. Oh, allow camera to act. Yep, that'll do. Okay. Has autofocus. Okay, so you've got your standard 13 megapixel camera. I'd say that's a 13 megapixel one. And then I think if we open this up, clicked. Oh, look at that. This is extremely weird. You can see my desk and that's okay. Alright, so let's go over what we've got here. We've got the standard 13 megapixel rear camera, which it says just there, and then you can go to video settings, and the video quality is fine. It says 4K, 2K, but it actually is 4K. And you do have options for EIS, but otherwise fairly basic within here. And then if we switch to video, you can go into settings and do everything there. Switching to the 8 megapixel front camera, yep, 8 megapixels, and we do have EIS on the front camera. But the 360-degree camera, there you go. Now there's a number of different things that you can do with this. I'm filming this bit after I've had an actual play around with this phone. This is probably why this part doesn't make a lot of sense, but just go along with it. So you've got this sphere on screen, that's the 360-degree camera. You go into settings, and go into here, you've got the ISO, shutter sound, and the video quality is high, but I had it as fine when I done the video tests. You can do something kind of cool though, and that's down the bottom here. You can go to logo selection, and you can actually change it to one of your own. So I've put my logo on here, and you can crop that, and save it. When we go back to the 360-degree video, my logo's there, which you can't really see right now, but let me just swivel it around, and there you go, you can see it right there. So you will actually see this during the camera test, but it's kind of a bit stretched out. So I was a bit concerned with how this was going to turn out in the camera test, but I'll talk about that after I show you all that. But within here though, you can just zoom in, and then you can just go all around and see everything that's going on, and it's just really nifty. You can zoom in and out, all that sort of stuff. It reckons it does have autofocus, but I don't think it does. I think it's just fixed. But yeah, isn't that just cool? And that whole logo thing stays for the video as well. VR small video just takes a very small video to share on like social media and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much the camera setup. So now I'll jump into showing you all the photos and videos that I did take with this, but given the price though, let's see how we go. We have whatever. Okay, this is the rear camera quality of the Pro Truly Darling D7, and we have autofocus, which does work. This is with EIS on as well, and I'd say that's working. All the flowers and stuff, just go for a bit of a zoom in and a pan. Look good. This is in 4K, 2K, 3 Muppets, just like so. Looking quite nice in the colour. Department, I think, and detail-wise as well. There we go. There's Ripley. Hello. Hi. Hi. You can see I'm recording with the Pro Truly. Can you actually see it? Brick wall pan just like so. Ah, yeah, I can see the stabilization sticking in just there. Nice. We scroll down to Stuart, looking a little something like that. And finally, the faraway aircon in the night sky as well. We go like so. There you go. You can see it says breeze there. Nice. And going back out. Look at the clouds. Not bad. Hopefully this doesn't turn out to be bad quality. And with the LED flash on a night, this is what the Pro Truly Darling looks like. You don't have to flash when you're using the 360-degree camera, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But yeah, the LED flash is actually not too bad. At least you can see the frogs, unlike some of the other phones I've had a look at where the LED flash is on, you can't see anything. It does in the front camera quality of the Pro Truly Darling D7. I think that's the name of it. This is with EIS on, and you can actually see it. You can actually see it stabilizing. Do we have any autofocus? No, we don't. But you know what? This actually doesn't look too bad at all. No beauty mode or anything like that on the front camera. It's just a very standard one, but you know what? It works fine. I'm happy with that, so let's continue on. What the hell is VR small video? I just found VR small video in settings. I don't know what that does. Does it do anything? Okay, so this is what 360-degree video footage looks like on the Pro Truly Darling D7. Now, I already done a test video, and what happens is the sphere on screen that you've seen during when I was having a look at the camera, you can actually swivel this around to show, you know, my surroundings and stuff. You can't see this, but I can on the phone. I'll show you this when I finish the camera test. I'll show you this happening and all that sort of stuff. But I would say if you put this in a VR headset, it should work because you can see both sides of the whole 360-degree thing. But yeah, I can move this around and see my surroundings and stuff because it's just a ball. But you can see everything that's going on. But if I walk around like so, you should be able to see my feet, you should be able to see the ground, you should be able to see the sky, you should be able to see everything. But I may look a little bit distorted. I will use some footage from the previous one because you could put a watermark, it had Darling written there, and that was sort of used to center the camera and stuff, but pretty much you can take that away. You can put your own logos there if you want to. It's like, oh, I could put smalls there. Let me go put it there and we'll be back. There we go, and the sun's out now. I did check over the quality of the video, and it's not the best at 4K. I mean, considering the setup we have and everything, it will do if you want a 360-degree cheapo camera phone thing that can do this. It's pretty cool, and your own logo, and just, it's cool. I think Huawei had a little attachment for some of their phones that you could add a 360-degree camera on, but I don't know how well that sold. These things probably don't sell well, obviously, and you should be able to see Ripley there. It just looks cool. Hang on, if I, oh yeah, I can move it around, and she's right there. She's wondering why I'm outside. I'm sorry. Look, you can see also the distance between 3 Muppets and Froggos as well, and just, I've never noticed this before. Did someone spray paint this? Has someone been out here being a dick? Probably, I don't know. But that's, yeah, that is the 360-degree camera on the Pro Truly Darling. I think we've seen everything we need to say on this, so let's continue on with this review. Okay, so you've just seen the photos and videos that I took with the Pro Truly Darling D7, and straight away, I'll just quickly say, the 30-megapixel back camera, acceptable. 8-megapixel front camera, acceptable. Only got 640 by 480 video, it will do. We do have autofocus on the rear camera, which is good, but the 360-degree camera is what we're here for. And as you can see, this sphere on screen is the whole entire image, but unfortunately, in the camera test, it's all just like that. There's one bit over there, and then it sort of warps and goes like that. The logo's all over the place, but you can see me interacting with Ripley right there. That is just absolutely amazing. You'd need a VR headset to really get the experience properly, but just the fact that you can also do this with the pictures that you take, you either need a VR headset to experience this, or use the phone to just, you know, do that and go look how cool it is. But the quality of 4K is not exactly, you know, super clear, and as I said, I don't think there's any autofocus going on here, but for what it is, I think it is really cool that this thing can pull off 360-degree video in 4K, most likely it's 1080p upscale. It looks cool. You can have your own logo. You can have a look at it on the phone and go, look at all this. But if you share this photo, it will just appear like I showed in the camera test, all stretched out sort of thing. But you can see just in the album, you can see what the photos and videos would look like with the 360-degree camera. I had a blast filming with it. I think you would have been able to tell that during the videos that I took with this. I honestly thought for the price, there'd be something going on with it, but it seems to be legit, so I'm very happy with that. And as I said, for the actual rear camera and front camera, the pictures are okay. They're acceptable. I've spent up to $250 on clones that take absolutely terrible pictures. This phone seemed too good to be true, and it's taken decent pictures. I'm really happy with this. And Des Ripley too. So now it's a matter of moving into the performance. Is this phone going to be decent in the performance department? Well, we'll see how we go with that. But I also just want to quickly talk about the battery. I'm going to splice in the screenshots just here for battery life. So over 44 hours, it dropped from 100% to 39%, and we approximately had 17 hours left. But that's just standby though. When you start actually using the phone, the battery percentage does drop quite fast. So if you were to buy this phone, I would say you would have maybe a day of usage. But depending on what you do though, you may have to charge it halfway through the day though. However, there is one good thing that I can confirm with this, and that it does have fast charging. I used a 15-watt Samsung charger, and it was at 39%. About an hour and 20 minutes later, it was 100%. So 15-watt fast charging on this cheap unit. That's not bad considering. So far we have a good build, really good screen, pretty cool gimmick, half decent battery life, fast charging, all for a pretty low price. It is looking fairly good. So let's start testing out applications on this phone. I've installed apps already, haven't opened them though, but we'll just go through as we always do. Start with each application, which there's not a lot here, but without further ado, let's go. So thermometer, there it is there. So as I said during the introduction for this device, I thought that was a dead camera, but no, that's the temperature sensor. And if I just put my finger over it like so, it rises. Let go, it drops. Rises, drops. And the temperature in my office at the moment appears to be 25.3 degrees, with some heat obviously coming from the phone. It's kind of cool to have a temperature sensor on here. Just something I didn't expect this to have, and it does. Just stick to the forehead can be. Okay, so you're saying I just do this? I don't think that worked. What? Meatball? What is this? Okay, that's completely fair. Sounds so depressing. Oh wait, now I hold up my head. Take the phone sensor on forward, then keep a while and get the body temperature. Alright. Take it that worked. There you go. My temperature, according to my forehead, is 36.2 degrees Celsius. That means I'm healthy, I think. I mean, in the last 2 years, there's been a rise of having to use thermometers out in the world and stuff. So with this having it inbuilt, yep, test your friends, go, yep, no, you're good, mate, you're good. No, nope, you're not good, get out of my house. So yeah, everything's good. Email is email. Pro Truly Gallery is where you can see all the 360-degree shots that you've taken, all the normal photos and all that sort of stuff. It does have albums, and then you also have a cloud album, which you need to create an account for. I haven't done that, but otherwise I've already talked about the camera quality and showed the sphere on screen. We can move it all around. So we'll continue on. Phone, messaging, browser. There's no Chrome on here, so we'll just test default browsing. What's the default web page? I guess we just allow everything. Yep, okay. We'll just type in Pro Truly D7, and we just have some technical specifications just here on some website. GSM choice, okay. And if we just scroll down, that is exactly what I'm looking at. Your rating, 7.26. Design, 7.82. Features, 6.69. No, it's got a lot of features. What are you talking about? Yeah, it's got all the specifications, just listed like so, which says the Helio X20. And yeah, announced 2016. It is an old phone, but as I said, I'm fairly impressed with it so far. The amount of features that it does have, it's pretty good. And web browsing doesn't seem to be an issue. If you install Google Chrome, of course, then you're probably going to have less issues, but the default browser does work. Things load pretty fast, like so. Also, that's not correct. That shouldn't be correct. $232. No, that's definitely not correct. That's correct. There we go. There it is there. So I will link this down in the description below. If you want to buy one, feel free. Go ahead, because yeah, it's pretty good for what it is. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. We're going to make sure the specifications are correct first. Browsing, no problems. Not bad at all. Calendar looks like a calendar. Nothing special. Clock looks like a clock. Nothing special. Music, BFG division time. Here we go. So we'll crank this all the way up. Not bad. That's loud. Leave the equalizer. This is all default. Here we go. Only one speaker, unfortunately. It's a bit flat. I mean, the equalizer was flat or default, so that kind of makes sense. If you bump it down a little bit, it's not too bad. Wait, it's louder when you bump it down? No, here we go. Look, it gets louder when you bump it down. Nothing special, it's fine. The speaker quality is definitely a lot better than the Wacom devices we've had a look at. While there's no dual speakers or anything like that, it's alright. Video player is just going to show the videos that I took with this, which I can show you the VR video if you like. And see, that's much better. You need the actual device or VR to... And look, you could do that too. And even while it's paused, you can still go around and have a look. Did I mention how cool the 360-degree camera is? It's pretty awesome. File Manager does show 128 gigs of internal storage. I have to connect this up to my computer, and it does say 32 gigabytes there, so hopefully there's a system map that we can use to change it back to 3 gigs of RAM and the actual internal storage of 32 gigabytes, but we'll see when we get to that. Contacts, searches, just gonna do search for applications and stuff on the phone. Standard Gboard as well. Calculator looks like calculator, nothing too spectacular there. System tools, we do have sound recorder, what does that look like? Usual MediaTek one. FM radio, time to test the FM radio then. Weird that the headphone jack's right up here. You know, you'd think it'd be down here possibly, but nah. What's on Australian radio at 12:25 AM on a Wednesday morning? Safe to say that does work, and that also goes back to the speaker test. While BFG division isn't exactly the best thing
Oh, sorry, my mic just like broke. It turned off. I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Had to switch out mics because I didn't realize but my mic died. But I'm back now.
To use for speaker tests. I'm just used to it. If you did play normal music through this, it is going to be more than acceptable. It's just, I use BFG Division for all my tests and just go on how it sounds. I'm not a sound guy. I can't really say much. Downloads, back and restores, and toolkit, don't need to look at them. The next we have is battery saver, which you've got running app, whitelist, and clean, which I didn't use this while doing the battery test, but if we go clean, it does that, and that's it. Pretty much just closes background apps, and that's about it. So it's not really a battery saver or anything. It just closes. No, it didn't close everything. It didn't work. Lastly, we've got Gmail and then Play Store. We don't have YouTube on here. Let's grab YouTube because we want to show the full potential of this display, playing 1080p video. With it being 25 degrees in here as well, the phone is starting to get fairly warm on the back. When we do play games, it's probably going to heat up a little bit. And if we do have the MediaTek deca core that is in here, that's the first deca core we'll see on the channel, number one. And second, that's probably going to run hot, and that's the reason why it's running hot. That whole bit just didn't make sense. Just agree with me. So 1080p, 60 frames a second. Holy moly, here we go. So this is Costa Rica in 1080p, 60 FPS on Pro Truly Darling. That looks pretty nice. Yeah, that's the quality hasn't kicked in yet. There we go. Quality's kicked in now. Yeah, that looks nice. Oh, that's smooth. That's really good.
So you probably can't see it on my going through my screen. My screen.
There you go. Look at him. Look at that. That is impressive. A little froggy, he's cute. That is a good display. YouTube 1080p, no problems. No problems whatsoever. Well done, Pro Truly. Well done, you're doing a good job. So pretty much performance-wise is looking fairly good for this. And if we open up this folder that I have here, for device info hardware, CPU, chip codes, activity launcher, system info, GTA 3, which does run on everything and anything, but I figured I'd put it on here just in case. Call of Duty, which, yeah, will push this phone to its potential. I did try to look up Genshin Impact and Ark Survival Evolved, but they didn't come up on the Play Store, so obviously not compatible with this phone. And lastly, we've got Minecraft Trial. Let's try performance on this and play some games. I'm going to start with GTA 3 first, because we know that that's going to run fairly smooth, but I'll show you it anyways. It also gives me a chance to get used to gaming with this sticking right there. Wouldn't it be cool if they include like a little analog stick here or something like that? That would have also been awesome, but it already has enough features, man. It's good. Oh, speakers sound a little distorted there, but yeah, that's pretty much like 60 FPS or Banshee. Drive is what I shall do, get in the fucking car. Whee! Oh, yeah, that's fairly smooth. Why do I have to run over people every time I play this? It's actually a little choppy. That's a truck, that's a car, that's another truck.
It's your GTA privilege, man. You run over people. You can.
Chuck everything on maximum though, so it's smooth and then it's laggy and then it's choppy and all that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, it is GTA 3.
Yeah, of course.
It does work pretty well. Man skills. Minecraft is up next, which I think should run perfectly fine, to be fairly honest. Oh, this is new. Okay. Yeah, that's at 60 FPS pretty much. Let's walk over to a chunk of land. It is weird holding it like the way I am. It's a bit uncomfortable. I don't think I've ever swam in any of my Minecraft test, video, gaming test things. Yeah. I mean, I'm currently walking on ice. Thin ice. I'm sort of aiming for this chunk of land here to see if it dips. I don't think it would. Nah, it's good. There's a bear. Holy shit, there's a polar bear. There's a polar bear. I've never seen a polar bear in Minecraft. I don't play Minecraft that often anyways. Not at all anyways. This is nice and smooth, so...
Polar bear. Minecraft polar bear.
That I thought of to play on this thing. Let's give it a go. Oh, it's really warm there. It's really, really, really warm. I could have put PUBG on here as well, but I think Call of Duty should be fine. So I had to stop filming because I had to complete the tutorial and stuff, and then when I actually got into gameplay, it was set to all low. I kind of went, okay, went to settings, and I couldn't change anything past low. So I've went onto Google and tried to find a graphics tool to try and bump up the settings, and supposedly I've got one, so let's see if this has worked. But I basically just put it on the maximum settings I can go to, just to test performance anyways, because when I played earlier in low quality, it was completely fine, but I just want the graphics to just be a little bit higher and the screen resolution to be at 1080p, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, so it's still set on low. But just by playing the tutorial, which takes 5 minutes or so, the battery life drained from 83% down to 59%, and it's also extremely
wow.
low, so I can't really show you too much. It looks like this, it looks okay, but that's all I can really do. It is smooth, because it's all on low. I can just run around and you can see everything. And honestly thinking about it now, I probably should have put PUBG on here, but I think you get the idea that gaming is no problems on this. If we had 4GB of RAM, we could probably get Arsenal Revolve on here, or Genshin Impact. I'm not too sure of the requirements actually. Regardless, I think gaming's okay on this. It's just uncomfortable because of that, and the battery life is questionable, and the device is getting extremely hot. So I think with that out of the way, let's just jump straight. That's the tool I downloaded there. No idea. Google, man. All sorts of random crap on there. Let's go straight into specifications and check out this. So device info hardware. What have you got to tell us? It is the Pro Truly D7 1920 by 1080 with the MT6797 running Marshmallow. Got a whole bunch of stuff there. 3GB of DDR3 1800. Okay. SanDisk DF4032, 32GB. Also got a bunch of the camera modules as well. The system on chip is the Helio X20 series, which is a deca core. First deca core on this channel. That is amazing. The Mali T880 MP4 GPU, which definitely would have helped in the gaming department. System, Marshmallow, all that good stuff there. Let's do the screen test as well. What, 10-point multi-touch? 10-point multi-touch. Yep, 10-point multi-touch. Nice. 60 Hz refresh rate, 6.9 aspect ratio, and 5.5 inches, all correct. 3GB of RAM, as we know, and 32GB internal storage. The cameras. So we've got the back one being 13.4 megapixels, then we've got the front one being 8.3, then we've got the back being 8.4, and then the front one being 13.4.
I don't think even my phone can do 10 point.
Profile, 41 degrees we're at with just the battery. We've got a thermal. We've got 60 degrees in there. The CPU at 42 degrees. It would be a lot hotter running Call of Duty. And just holding it now, it's still warm, but it is cooling down. It'll be interesting to see what cooling they've implemented into this, if they've done anything. But otherwise, okay, let's try the next app, which pretty much should tell us everything that we need to know. Pro Truly D7, yes, MT6797, Android 6. It is a Helio X20 that is in here, which is pretty, yep, 10 cores. Deca core processor. I mean, 4 cores are active out of the 10, but it's a deca core for the first time. Telltale memory, that's confirmed. 3GB, 5.2 inches. Not correct, but close enough. Thermal, 41 degrees, so yeah, it's starting to cool down. Cameras, what do you say? So 13 megapixels, 8.1 megapixels, then 13 megapixels, then 8.1 meg. Okay, so if I'm reading this correctly, that means this is 8.1 megapixels and that's 13 on the back, 8.1, 13. That could be the case, but then that doesn't really make sense. We'll have to tear it down and get a better look at it, because all it says is just that's a 360-degree camera, and that's exactly what it is. Finally, secret codes. So we've got engineer mode, which is just the usual MediaTek menu, and then all I've got is settings, which is phone information, all that stuff. No, there's nothing in here. Okay, activity launcher then. Let's look for any dodgy stuff. That's dodgy. Where would it be? Well, I've looked through this entire list, and I don't see anything that could possibly change the specs back to the legit stuff. So maybe in the system files that I've done from this, if you can go through and try and find the application specification that may be the one to change it. It's probably something here that I'm not seeing, but we know the real specs anyways. But there's only one way to actually check, and that's to tear it down. We're pretty much done with looking through absolutely everything on this phone. So straight off the bat, I'm going to say battery's going to be a bit iffy. Less than a day depending on what you do. This is a phone from 2017, so can't expect much there, and for the price range as well. It does get quite warm while using it, and it is running an outdated version of Android, and network support is extremely limited, with 3G shutting down this year in Australia, and with only 2 or 3 bands for 4G, it's going to be pretty much unusable for Australia, but around the rest of the world should be okay, because around the world still has 2G and 3G running, so that should be okay. Before Australia, only Optus would work and pick up phone calls. But apart from that though, we've got a good build, good display, reasonable cameras, the main gimmick, the 360-degree camera, works great. The performance of this unit is actually pretty good. 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of storage, Helio X20 deca-core processor, USB Type-C, speaker that's not the best, but it'll do. We've got a headphone jack, a fingerprint scanner. It's not a bad phone. It definitely isn't perfect by any means, but once again, that price range, for something like this, I would recommend it just to play around with the camera. To be fairly honest, everything else is just a bonus from there. This isn't a welcome device, so it's quite a change buying something that's cheap and expecting the worst, but we've actually got something that I can sit back and go, if you have $120 Australian laying around and like to play around with gadgets and tech and all that sort of stuff, give this a go. But that rambling conclusion, my friends, means that we are nearing the teardown. I'm going to need to dump the system files off this first, so I'll have to factory reset this, and then we'll prepare for the teardown. I'll go ahead and switch it off, just so you can see what the power off animation looks like, which there is none. Just power off and that's it. And we will take this thing apart somehow. Now, there's 2 screws holding it together. This, I have a feeling you have to warm up and remove the glass to get to it. This may be a very complicated teardown, but we'll see how we go. Back in a moment. Now, I believe this does have 2 pentalobes holding it together. No, it does not. So I've got 2 Torx 2 screws that hold the bottom together, so I'll take these screws out of it, and then it's a matter of, now what? Does the screen lift out first, or what happens here? Oh shit, I switched it on. Damn it. Okay, so do we just... Yeah, oh shit. Okay, let me just say, that was very terrifying to disassemble because I've got an AMOLED display on here. I need to be super, super careful with this. Also, I should have done a bend test, but I really kind of want to keep this working. Okay, so that happened. Dang it, that was not supposed to happen. That's kind of bad. It's okay, it goes back together. That's the main part. Alright, so it looks like just 2 more screws. I literally have no clue how this thing comes apart. I'm just guessing. Take the screws out the bottom, and you pry up along the sides of the frame, and then you take the glass off at the top, and then you get access to everything here. I assume that should be it. There's another screw here. Okay, that was tedious. It's all a piece of aluminium, or aluminum, and it's all machined, as you can see there, which is quite nice. Fingerprint scanner is just connected by a flex ribbon, and yeah, there's no protection there. It's just straight through. 360-degree camera.
Oh, welcome back, welcome back.
I didn't think it would be all one unit. I thought
My mic died too.
would be separate, but it's not, and I broke it. Well, it's still fine. Also, I need to check to see if I killed the AMOLED or not, because there was a lot of crunches and cracks and bangs and oh, thank. Okay, it works still. Oh, I thought I had killed it. Now, all the screws are also different sizes, so be careful with that. Unplugging the battery, like so. Also, looks like we've got 2 magic pull tabs. Oh, yep. They're pull tabs. I think. Are they pull tabs? Oh, alrighty. Taking a better look at our battery. No disassembling, striking, extruding, or throwing the fire. If the battery began to swell out, please don't use it. Do not put it into high temperature environment. If the battery is soaking, please don't use it, please. Oh, that's good. There's also a barcode there if anyone wants to Google that, feel free. Alright, I'll take the bottom plastics out and we'll have a look at them. If it's soaking, please don't look at our battery. No disassembling.
Oh, please. Let's see here. I gotta take a screenshot of this.
Assembling, striking, extruding, or throwing the fire. If the battery began to swell out, please don't use it. Do not put it into high temperature environment. If the battery is soaking, please don't use it, please. Oh, that's good. There's also a barcode there if anyone wants to Google that, feel free. Alright, I'll take the bottom plastics out and have a look at them before we get to the motherboard itself. And then just lifting off the speaker, it's just like so. You can actually see it exposed. Just in there. It's not the most powerful speaker in the world, we can all agree on that, but once again, it will do. But no waterproofing or anything like that. We do have the coin-style vibration motor they soldered to the bottom PCB here, USB Type-C port, microphone, signal wire connecting that, flex ribbon connecting that to the top of the board, and we do have some copper just behind the screen, so we may actually have some cooling when we get up here, which we may as well.
You might have. Let me go back for you. Go back and back to the session and play that again for you.
No idea. Google, man. All sorts of random crap on there. Let's go straight to specifications and check out this. So, device info hardware. What have you got to tell us? It is the Pro Truly D7 1920 x 1080 with the MT6797 running Marshmallow. We've got a whole bunch of stuff there. 3 gigabytes of DDR3 at 1800. Okay. SanDisk EF4032, 32 gigabytes. Also, a bunch of the camera modules as well. The system on chip is the Helio X20 series, which is a deca-core. First deca-core on this channel. That is amazing. The Mali T880 MP4, which definitely would have helped in the gaming department. System, Marshmallow, all that good stuff there. Let's do the screen test as well. What, 10-point multi-touch? 10-point multi-touch? Yep, 10-point multi-touch, nice. 60Hz refresh rate, 16:9 aspect ratio, and 5.5 inches, all correct, 3 GB of RAM, as we know, and 32 GB internal storage. The cameras, so we've got the back one being 13.4 megapixels, then we've got the front one being 8.3, then we've got the back one being 13.4, and then the front one being 13.4 battery, 3,729 mAh is the kernel profile, 41 degrees we're at with just the battery. We've got a thermal, we've got 60 degrees in there, the CPU at 42 degrees. It would have been a lot hotter running Call of Duty, and just holding it now, it's still warm, but it is cooling down. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, they weren't really lying.
But otherwise, okay, let's try the next app, which pretty much should tell us everything that we need to know. Pro Truly D7, yes, MT6797, Android 6. It is a Helio X20 that is in here, which is pretty, yep, 10 cores, deca-core processor. I mean, 4 cores are active out of the 10, but it's a deca-core for the first time. Telltale memory, that's confirmed, 3 gigabytes, 5.2 inches, not correct, but close enough. Thermal, 41 degrees, so yeah, it's starting to cool down. Cameras, what do you say? So 13 megapixels, 8.1 megapixels, then 13 megapixels, then 8.1 meg. Okay, so if I'm reading this correctly, that means this is 8.1 megapixels and that's 13 on the back, 8.1, 13. That could be the case, but then that doesn't really make sense. We'll have to tear it down and get a better look at it, because all it says is just that's a 360-degree camera, and that's exactly what it is. Finally, secret codes. So we've got engineer mode, which is just the usual MediaTek menu, and then all of it is settings, which is phone information, all that stuff. No, there's nothing in here. Okay, video launcher then. Let's look for any dodgy stuff. That's dodgy. Where would it be? Well, I've looked through this entire list and I don't see anything that could possibly change the specs back to the legit stuff. So maybe in the system files that I've done from this, if you can go through and try and find the application that may be the one to change it, it's probably something here that I'm not seeing, but we know the real specs anyways. But there's only one way to actually check, and that's to tear it down. We're pretty much done with looking through absolutely everything on this phone. So straight off the bat, I'm going to say battery's going to be a bit iffy. Less than a day depending on what you do. This is a phone from 2017, so I can't expect much there, and for the price range as well. It does get quite warm while using it, and it is running an outdated version of Android, and network support is extremely limited, with 3G shutting down this year in Australia, and with only 2 or 3 bands for 4G, it's going to be pretty much unusable for Australia, but around the rest of the world should be okay, because around the world still has 2G and 3G running, so that should be okay. Before Australia, only Optus would work and pick up phone calls. But apart from that though, we've got a good build, good display, reasonable cameras. The main gimmick, the 360-degree camera, works great. The performance of this unit is actually pretty good. 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of storage, Helio X20 deca-core processor, USB Type-C, speaker that's not the best, but it'll do. We've got a headphone jack, a fingerprint scanner. It's not a bad phone. It definitely isn't perfect by any means, but
Oh, it's loading.
processor, USB Type-C, speaker that's not the best, but it'll do. We've got a headphone jack,
Okay.
fingerprint scanner.
YouTube is weird. Wow. Let's try reloading the video. Set it to auto, see what it comes up as.
Pretty good. 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of storage, Helio X20 deca-core processor, USB Type-C, speaker
Ugh, my computer's being slow. Probably because I'm
work and pick up phone calls.
definitely
But apart from that though, we've got a good build, good
overusing
display,
it.
reasonable cameras. The main gimmick, the
Oh, I could do 480p. Stop lying to me.
.360-degree camera, works great. The performance of this unit is actually pretty
There
good.
we
3 gigs
go.
of RAM, 32 gigs of storage,
And now it goes. Slow.
Helio X20 deca-core processor, USB Type-C, speaker that's not the best, but it'll do. We've got a headphone jack, a fingerprint scanner. It's not a bad phone. It definitely isn't perfect by any means, but once again, that price range for something like this, I would recommend it just to play around with the camera. To be fairly honest, everything else is just a bonus from there. This is an welcome device, so it's quite a change buying something that's cheap and expecting the worst, but we've actually got something that I can sit back and go, if you have $120 Australian laying around and like to play around with gadgets and tech and all that sort of stuff, give this a go. But that rambling conclusion, my friends, means that we are nearing the teardown. I'm going to need to dump the system files off this first, so I'll have to factory reset this, and then we'll prepare for the teardown. I'll go ahead and switch it off, just so you can see what the power off animation looks like, which there is none. Just power off and that's it. And we will take this thing apart somehow. Now, there's 2 screws holding it together. This, I have a feeling we have to warm up and remove the glass to get to it. This may be a very complicated teardown, but we'll see how we go. Back in a moment. Now, I believe this does have 2 pentalobe holding it together. No, it does not. So I've got 2 Torx 2 screws that hold the bottom together, so I'll take these screws out of it, and then it's a matter of, now what? Does the screen lift out first, or what happens here? Oh shit, I switched it on. Damn it. Okay, so do we just... Yep, oh shit. Okay, let me just say, that was very terrifying to disassemble because I've got an AMOLED display on here. I need to be super, super careful with this. Also, I should have done a bend test, but I really kind of want to keep this working. Okay, so that happened. Dang it, that was not supposed to happen. That's kind of bad. It's okay, it goes back together. That's the main part. Alright, so it looks like just 2 more screws. I literally have no clue how this thing comes apart. I'm just guessing. Take the screws out the bottom, and you pry up along the sides of the frame, and then you take the glass off at the top, and then you get access to everything here. I assume. That should be it. There's no other screw here. Okay, that was tedious. It's all a piece of aluminium, or aluminum, and it's all machined, as you can see there, which is quite nice. Fingerprint scanner is just connected by a flex ribbon, and yeah, there's no protection there. It's just straight through. 360-degree camera, and we've got the glass of the camera. I didn't think it would be all one unit. I thought this would come off and then this would be separate, but it's not, and I broke it. Well, it's still fine. Also, I need to check to see if I killed the AMOLED or not, because there was a lot of crunches and cracks and bangs and the... Oh, thank... Okay, it works still. Oh, I thought I had killed it. Now, all the screws are also different sizes, so be careful with that. I'm plugging the battery, like so. Also looks like we've got 2 magic pull tabs. Oh, yeah, they're pull tabs. I think. Are they pull tabs? Oh, alrighty. Taking a better look at our battery, no disassembling, striking, extruding, or throwing to fire. If the battery began to swell out, please don't use it. Do not put it into high temperature environment. If the battery is soaking, please don't use it, please. Oh, that's good. There's also a barcode there if anyone wants to Google that, feel free. Alright, I'll take the bottom plastics out and we'll have a look at them before we get to the motherboard itself. And then just lifting off the speaker is just like so. You can actually see it exposed, just in there. It's not the most powerful speaker in the world, we can all agree on that, but once again, it will do. But no waterproofing or anything like that. We do have the coin-style vibration motor they soldered to the bottom PCB here, USB Type-C port, microphone, signal wire connecting that, flex ribbon connecting that to the top of the board. And we do have some copper just behind the screen, so we may actually have some cooling when we get up here, which we may as well go to up here. So there's a 360-degree camera with, I guess, 2 flex ribbons. Let's get the board out first so we can take a proper look at it. Disconnecting the flex ribbons and the volume buttons as well as the power button. We can just take these 2 screws off to hold the camera in place, as well as the motherboard, I assume. Tell you what, this is the most scariest teardown I've ever had to do because there's just so much at stake here, and I just lost a screw. Genuinely like this phone, and I don't want to destroy it. So here, that little bracket, we can disconnect the two cables for the camera, and I think this whole thing should just pop out. I'm having some difficulties with pulling out the motherboard, but there is our 13 megapixel rear camera just there. No OIS, but it does have code on there. If I can try and show you it. There you go, just there. The 8 megapixel camera is just this little one. It's a little hard to see the code there, but it definitely has one. There is the 360-degree camera. So we'll wait till last to come back to that googly-eyed thing. There was a whole bunch of hidden screws. It's okay, I've got it now. This should just pop out. There we go. That is the frame, and there's no cooling, it's just the metal frame that the processor sits on, earpiece with mesh over it, Hall proximity sensor, and the front camera, and places for the other bits and pieces to rest on, but that is pretty much our screen there. So that is looking definitely a bit strange. It is pretty much just from there on a normal phone, and then all this is added on. Taking a closer look at this weirdo motherboard, the dual LED flash is just there, some contacts, the temperature sensor, and that also has a microphone attached to the same flex ribbon, volume keys, power key, headphone jack, and then swapping it over is the earpiece right in the middle of the motherboard. Just looks really weird. And we have these sensors, and we have a QR code there. If anyone wants to scan that, feel free. I wonder where they take it to. SIM card slot, I'd say that what we want to do is under here. I just want to see if it's a Helio X20 or not, and there's only one way we're going to find out, I think. Brute force. Never mind, I shouldn't have started to do that. That's okay, I'll just pop that back in place. We do have an LPDA module for the memory, I assume. No, I said it was SanDisk. Okay, so that means the processor is here? Or is that it there? It has to be. Well, that's it there. There's a code just on there like so. That appears to be it. I'm kind of scared to tear it down any further. So what I'll do is I'll just put this back into place, and we'll pretend like that never happened. See, you never know. Because I'm just not confident about tearing this thing down, I've just plugged it back in, and just power it on and see if anything happens. Okay, oh, alright, that's good. That's good progress. I didn't kill the AMOLED. That's what I'm most worried about. It's killing this thing. It still works. And if we switch to that one, the VR camera is unusable, enable open. Well, I'm happy that it still works. Well, for the main event itself, here it is. The 360-degree camera. I don't really want to take this apart, but I just kind of want to see how it works. But yeah, as far as I know, it's two ultra-wide sensors with some extra stuff in there. That's all I know. I just took off a bit of plastic there, and there is the innards. I don't know what I'm looking at here. And then that one too. Pretty much that's one whole assembly right there. So you've got both connectors. On that side, I tried to remove these, but these are stuck down. And then you've got some glue in here, holding down whatever that is. But I'm going to have to look up how one of these actually works, because at the moment, yeah, I can see right through that. I don't know if you can too. You can see right through here. Yeah, you've got the two lenses. There's codes on them as well, just there and there as well. I've never been able to see one of these, fully taken apart, so I may have to do a bit of research and all that sort of thing, because I don't want to destroy this. As much as I'd love to see the innards and the sensor size and stuff, I don't want to do it. I'm sorry, I can't. It actually looks like Wheatley from Portal 2. It's kind of cute. It's just one solid piece of plastic that I have to break through to get into there to see the innards, and I just don't want to do that. I'm sorry. But I guess it is pretty cool to have a look at it close up and, see the dual flex ribbons and the two ultra-wide lenses and stuff. I assume each ultra-wide lens is 180 degrees, and that's how you get 360. But that means I now have to put this thing back together. I've partially assembled it, and hopefully it all still works. I think it should. Even though I pulled some of the shielding off, it should still somewhat operate, hopefully. I just snappy snaps. I never ever want to take this apart again.
Yeah, I mean, I'd take it apart.
Took about an hour and a half to do roughly.
I really don't take a lot of things apart unless I want to, or it's cheap.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh,
Otherwise, I'd just do it anyways.
Just to confirm what that is, I trust it's the Helio X20 with 3GB of RAM and 32GB of storage. There we go. Look, it's not perfect, but it will do. But I think that is absolutely everything that I need to cover on the Pro Truly Darling D7. As I've already said in the long rambling conclusion,
yeah.
just to play around with. Were you expecting this to be the real deal, or did you think that it was all going to be...
I didn't take apart my Motel until recently, when I upgraded. When I upgraded a lot of crap on it.
Of the Pro Truly Darling D7 360-degree phone. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this video for what it was. I hope I've covered absolutely everything. If I've missed anything, please feel free to let me know. And also, I always tell you at the end, but timestamps and all that stuff is in the description as well, so you can skip to wherever you want to be. If you want to see the teardown, if you want to see the specs, which were at the start, everything makes complete sense, and I'm sure you'll understand it. And the system files are also in the description as well, so feel free to go through them and see what you find. I did quickly go through them, and I seen this. This is just adorable. So thank you very much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
I didn't see that.
I'll never see another Pro Truly, I don't think. I'm adorable. So thank you very much. I'll understand it. And the system files are also in the description as well, so feel free to go through them and see what you find. I did quickly go through them, and I seen this.
Cute cat. Cute cat.
This is just adorable. So thank you very much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. I hope you got some entertainment out of this video, just showcasing what an obscure phone this is. I'll never see another Pro Truly, I don't think, unless someone wants to find one for me and let me know. But otherwise, Pro Truly did make a solid phone, so I will applaud them on that. Now stay tuned as well, because I am reviewing a laptop in the next video, which is a very exciting one, I will say that. So if you are into laptops, stick around for that. But otherwise, everyone, thank you so much for watching once again. Appreciate it so much. I also thank everyone for the recent jump in support and stuff. It's just been amazing. So I can see I am doing something right, and I'll just keep continuing to do my thing and see how we go. Take care, stay safe, be good people, and I'll see you all in the next video, which should be me having a look at a laptop, which is going to be a very rambly one, just like this video. Anyways, would you have one of these in your collection, or use one on a daily basis? Well, let me know down in the comments below. I'd be interested in hearing about it.
Maybe not on a daily basis, but if somebody gave it to me, I'd use it. It's a funny camera. Let's see. Oh yeah. Got the Australian
Have a
version.
different camera angle location. I might just pop.
Wait for everything to load in. Oh yeah. But like, it's a decent brand. It's like Chinese, but like, it's not like a shady dealer Chinese, if you know what I mean. I probably still wouldn't trust it though. Maybe it's just like a camera and that's it. You know what I mean? It's like just that, nothing. I'm still peeking, trying to fix my gain.
Scare the shit out of me. Hi everyone, we have a different
This
chain
is
of store regions
basically
today.
the
It's a big box
Australian
breakdown, so I guess
version
this
of
will be
what
very
you
intelligent. We
did.
have it all in frame and we'll work it out. Here in Australia, we have a chain of stores called the Reject Shop, and it's basically the UK's equivalent of Poundland. Like everything's just super cheap in there and stuff. I mean, they sell brand names in there, but
That's a good name for a store. I'm gonna be honest. The Reject Shop. Wow, that's a good name.
it's mostly heavily discounted stuff. I went out today, decided to go in there just for a bit of a browse, and I bought a couple of things. The first thing I actually bought was this. It's a charging tower 5-port USB desktop charger, and it's a 25 watt 5 amp one, so each of these is 5 amps, supposedly, and I thought it would be much easier using this instead of one of these for testing, because then I have all my chargers plugged in here, and there's a bunch of charging bricks and wires. And so I seen this, and I just thought, you know what, I'll give this a go. So obviously I haven't opened it yet and tried it or anything, but this was $16 Australian, so things going on there, rapid charge and stuff. I don't know if it will rapid charge or fast charge or anything, but yeah, I'll have to let you guys know to see what that does. But that's
We
not what
talking
I'll
about
be doing
the
today. I used to be in the IT industry.
Samsung Gear VR, something like that? I'm not sure how. I'm not sure. Like they didn't make a lot of those, I don't think. Unless they did include it with one phone edition.
For many, many years.
I think.
I used to repair computers, build computers, diagnose them, do software, all the boring stuff with computers and all that. And the one thing you're always getting questioned about in computers is, do you have a cheaper version of it? People want the cheapest power supply, people want the cheapest motherboard and stuff. And while most of the time you can get away with cheap products, there are some things in computers that you just can't get away with going cheap with, like a power supply, for example. And another thing that people do happen to cheap out on is the peripherals, which that's no problem at all, because a cheap keyboard, a cheap mouse, it's fine. It doesn't matter. If it does the job, it does the job. But when you get into the territory of wanting more professional gear, well, the Reject Shop has you covered. For $29 Australian, which is probably $21 US or something like that. I don't know what it is in any other currencies because I never looked it up. We have the all-in-one, 3-in-1 gaming combo kit by iDigital. It's a mid-2014 keyboard, by the looks of it, with a pair of MSI-looking headphones that looks like the MSI logo. I don't remember what the MSI logo looks like at the moment, but I'll have to look it up. And we have some sort of gaming mouse with back and forward buttons on the side, probably some DPI switches and stuff there. 3 things for $29, like, it's a good deal, right? It has to be a good deal. And I had a bunch of them there, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to pick one up, because why not? I'd love to just try this out and see what it's like. The box itself is very light. Sorry, that's probably a great indication there. But it's a light-up gaming 3-in-1 combo kit. Includes gaming keyboard, gaming mouse, and gaming headphones with an exclamation mark just there to make sure that gaming headphones is gaming. So in just that little area there, you've got gaming. It's
Gaming.
It sells. When you put gaming on something, it sells. 104 keys, 6 buttons, optical mouse, LED. Just LED, little offset, that's fine. Includes converter for use with game consoles. So there's actually, there's a converter that comes with this, and you can use it on gaming consoles. The little icon shows a 3.5mm jack to what looks like 2 RCA connectors, but I have no idea at the front. This here made me giggle too much. It still makes me laugh. Every single unit they had at the store, there's no carry handle here. So you just imagine that there's a carry handle there. So you can walk around and, you know, be a bit of a boss with your carry handle just there. But no, every single box they had, they did not have a carry handle in it. But once again, 104 keys, 6 buttons, optical mouse, all that sort of stuff on there. The sides are basically just showing the front picture. The box is now upside down, so we've got to spin it around and stuff. And there we go. We can read what's going on in the back. Once again, we've got gaming, including gaming. The features is high quality stereo sound with heavy bass.
Oh yeah, I basically watch a lot of YouTube on 2x most of the time, just because I just don't have the attention span to watch TV anymore. That's probably bad. I shouldn't say that, but it's true.
Headband and ear cups allow comfortable use for long hours. Omnidirectional microphone, integrated volume controller, 1.82 meter cord, couldn't have made it 2 meters, could you? Interface is 3.5mm jack. Gaming keyboard, LED light up keyboard with 104 keys. Gaming mouse is LED light up mouse, 1200, 1800, 2400, and 3600 DPI, so that's not too bad, I guess. The keyboard is a 104 key, full size ergonomic keyboard, F key, multimedia controls, oversized spacebar, 1.5 meter braided cable. That's pretty good if it's got a
I could also turn on skip silence and make it even faster, but I think 2x is like the most people could stomach.
Gaming grade optical sensor, it's gaming grade. Smooth glide plastic base, 1.2 meter USB cable, and the headphones. Gaming headphones, LED light, high definition stereo sound, heavy bass, padded headband, and ear cups allow comfortable use for long hours. Omnidirectional microphone, included volume controller, yada yada yada. I mean, the headphones are probably going to be the whole thing's going to be really cheap. The headphones look the nicest. I mean, it's got built-in LEDs in it. You know, it's not RGB, it's just LEDs. I can't argue with that price. $29 isn't too bad for a keyboard, a mouse, and a pair of headphones. Just for someone to just use for a random PC temporarily, or if you know they've just bought a PC and need some components and stuff, just go to the Reject Shop and grab this. I mean, it's pretty good, I guess. But
yeah, basically half the video length.
How does mine open the box? Probably like.
Of course, there's also skip silence, but like that doesn't save you a lot. Unless you just speed it up further.
So that's all right. We've got the headphones in. Oh, they're extremely light. I was expecting that anyways. And then we have the mouse as well. Oh, that's extremely light too. That's okay. We've got the instruction manual. Specifications, all made of ABS. Black, wide keyboard, wide mouse, wide headset, everything's wide. System requirements, Windows 2000, XP, Vista, 7, 8, hang on, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10. Okay, that's fair. Setting up the keyboard, plug the USB into an available USB port. Done. Problem solved. Plug in the headphones, like that. Yep, instructions for use. Keep the unit away from heat sources, direct sunlight, all that sort of stuff. Instructions for use. You can turn on LED lights on the headphones by connecting the USB, plug the cable to USB port of the computer, or game console. Oh, okay, so the LEDs on the headphones run off USB. That makes sense. All right, nothing on the back there, so that's fine. We disregard that. So the first thing that we have is the mouse. It's very light. The cable is very, very thin. It's just sort of as it is. The sides do have this texture.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean,
and it is a bit of an ergonomic shape, and it does fit in the hand quite nicely. You do have
those like
so back and forward, left and right, scroll wheel click, and DPI switch. iDigital is the brand, which I probably didn't mention before. And then underneath is optical mouse, tested to comply.
I saw this one YouTube video where it's like 8 hours long. I'm like, who's gonna watch that at 1x speed? Unless somebody just wants to marathon something. Like nobody's gonna watch that like fully instead of like skipping around or just speeding it up. because 8 hours is a long time. Even at 2x, I mean, half of 8 hours is 4 hours, and that's still a long time to watch one YouTube video about one topic before you just start going insane.
All that sort of thing. Well, at least it was made in 2020, so that's a good sign. Got some rubber feet on there as well, and the laser I'd say would just be the standard, usual laser that you'd find in cheapo mouses. It wouldn't be one of those ones that doesn't have the red laser emitting from it. It would just be a cheapo one. But look, it's plasticky, it's cheap, you know. Obviously, the first impression it looks pretty terrible, but hey, it might be really good in the end. Who knows? The headphones. So I've got the microphone that just, wow, that's really takes a bit of force. There we go. Oh, it's loose now. There we go. Just got to give it a bit of a wiggle. There you go. There's the snake. Yeah, it's a snake. It so reminds me of
It looks like MSI. Yeah, it looks like
Just a
MSI.
little MSI there. It's got all this sort of industrial, sort of gaming look to it, I suppose. The microphone is just 3 little holes there, and that's it. The top band is actually leather. Not the best feeling leather, but it's there. You also got a cushion underneath here as well. Not a big cushion, but it's there. The cups are leather, but they feel reasonably cheap. The drivers inside would probably be 30mm, maybe 40mm drivers. I'm not too sure, to be honest. This and that would glow, and then yeah, you just swing that down, and there you go. You've got your mic, but that's the only place it will go to. It won't adjust or anything like that. And yeah, the cable's reasonably thin, but yeah, it comes with this thing here. Oh, this is the volume control. God, that's a big volume control thing, just for a little slider like that. Jesus. And yeah, the little adapter it comes with.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Your microphone and your headphones into a single one to work with your PS4 or whatever. So that's.
But no, I remember now. It was 8 hours per part, and it was 2 parts. It's 16 hours. Oh. And they did like, within like a span of a month, they did like 4 of those. That's like, oof. No, that's a bit much.
You get the USB cable, which is completely different to the USB cable on the end of the gaming mouse, and you've got a microphone auxiliary cable and the headphone jack as well. The cable's not braided or anything, nothing too spectacular. I'll just do a quick put on my head test. Oh yeah, they feel really cheap.
Yeah, it seemed like it'd like cramp your
head
head up.
A little, to be fairly honest. My ears are sort of swished in the cups. Hey, that's fine. Keep moving on to the keyboard. Hang on a second, you liars. That told me it's a braided cable. If it's going to be a gaming keyboard, it has to have a braided USB cable. 1.5 meter braided USB cable. Where the fuck is it then? I was looking forward to the braided cable. I was like, oh, that's a bit sad. Also, there's a bit of dust on the keyboard by default. That's all right. Has a bit of a clicky sound to it, but it's definitely not mechanical switches. They're just membrane ones. Fairly reasonable travel. It's not the most horrific keyboard in the world. Honestly, this is probably the best part of it so far. It feels reasonable. And I would say the only things that would light up would be these and these here. You've got these little indents for a pen to just sort of sit there, which I guess is kind of cool. You've also got a bit of a palm rest there as well, and that's pretty grippy. The oversized spacebar on the box is not an oversized spacebar, it's just a normal spacebar. Also, the enter key is not an L enter key. It's one of those blocky enter keys. So that's probably going to be annoying to me if I'm going to be using the enter key. I'll be probably hitting that most of the time. But if your function keys and stuff integrated into the F controls at the top there, like so, you got your caps lock and unlock, that sort of thing there. And this piece here just seems to be a bit of plastic. I don't know if it does anything, if it glows or anything. The bottom of it though has this sort of honeycomb pattern going on here, but there's no brand name or anything there. It's just just make your own name. That's fine.
Looks like it rub your fingers off into a nub.
Into place to hold it up. Quite a lot of screws holding it together though. Flex wise, let's do a flex test. Yeah, that's a little flexy, just a little bit. For a cheapo
especially
keyboard,
that grippy part at the bottom.
$4 keyboard from MSI here in Australia, and it was atrocious. There was no.
That grippy part at the bottom looks like it would hurt after a while, like make your wrist go like sore or something if you actually used it for anything. Like, aren't you supposed to be able to slide? I'd rather have it be like completely smooth.
Feedback from
hey, whatever works, I guess.
Is nothing. And just to have a look at our switches, we'll just pop one of the keys off, and there it is, just there.
Yeah.
I believe it's called a dome slider. It's membrane with a dome on it. I think I'm not too good at keyboard terminology, but I think that's what they call it. And basically, the key just smacks on plastic to make the click. That's basically all that's going on. It doesn't have mechanical switches or anything like that. You can't expect too much for $29. All right, fair enough. All right, we've changed filming locations. We're on the desk now, and just to prove, I did pay $29 for the set just there. The power board was $16. The charging cable was $15.
That's a bit much, though.
Well, fun pack things, just a bunch of chocolates for $3.50, and the bag was 10 cents. But that's fine. Time for pro gamer moment. I'm not going to be able to get the keyboard all in frame here, but I'm pretty sure I can just sort of move it around for you to all see. But so far, it sits pretty flat on the desk, but if you were to start typing on it and leaned on it, it starts to sort of bend. See in the middle there? It starts to give a bit of a bend, and the sides too. It just sort of flexes about. Let's start connecting our pro gamer stuff. So connect the keyboard up, and there it is. So I'm going to just turn the lighting off for a second, just so you can see the lighting itself. Now the lights actually don't come through the keys, so the print on the actual key doesn't go through the keycap, so no part of the LEDs will come through the keycap, which is a bit disappointing, but you know, it is what it is, I guess. So we can change, oh, that's all we can do. We can't change the brightness or anything. Oh no, we can, hang on, we can. Oh no, there we go. So that's the absolute maximum brightness that we can get out of this. And also the LEDs barely shine through the sides there, but nothing else. It doesn't shine at the top or anything. It just comes out the little side areas just there. So I've got function keys and everything there. So I'll just go ahead. Yep, I've got it working. So I'll just do a bit of test typing. So I'll just put, hello, this is a test of the cheapo keyboard that I got from the reject shop, and it's not too bad to type on, to be honest. I stuffed up a lot, that's fine. Honestly, typing on this doesn't feel too bad. If you just needed a cheapo keyboard, it will do the job. The LEDs are very, very basic. It's not just one whole color. It's to sort of cash in on the whole. It's a gaming thing, thus it needs to look like it has RGB. And, well, you've got 7 colors. But, like, it's a membrane keyboard or dome slider or whatever it's called. It could be much worse, but it's not too bad. And then you can put a pen there. Oh, well, there. For work and stuff and organization. So that's pretty
This
good.
one does, this one has fancy
So
RGB.
and I go to press enter, and I know enter's usually here.
But it's not RGB. This one is...
Weird choice, but hey, it works. The spacebar's not oversized. We didn't get a braided cable, but all in all, it's reasonable, alright? So we'll just put that over to the side. Now for the second pro gamer thing. Go and light up. There you go. We may have to move the keyboard out. Oh, look at this. Watch. Ready? There you go. Look at all the different colors. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Look, look, look. There you go. It's going to different colors. Going purple. There you go. It's going still a bit blue. It's sort of going to pink now. There's red. So it does do a bit of a breathing effect, which is kind of nice, I guess. It's a bit gimmicky, but it does work. It is a very dim LED. It's probably only one LED. That's probably channeled with a bunch of plastics and stuff. We might take, yeah, we're going to take it apart. Why not? We will take it apart. All right, so we'll just go ahead and just use it. Okay, buttons are very clicky. Side buttons have a lot of trouble. Like, it's not just a slight click, it's a big click in there. Yeah, DPI switch works. So it's very minimal, medium, high, and then can it run crisis mode. Yeah, so that's not too bad. Ergonomic-wise, it feels quite solid in my hand anyway, so it's quite reasonable. And on the mouse mat as well, it's got a bit of smoothness to it, so that's good. It does work on my desk as well, just plain desk without the mouse mat. 2400 DPI I've got it set at, and I think that's about reasonable. I thought it was going to be pretty terrible, and while it is very lightweight and cheap plastic and stuff, it doesn't feel half bad. I could imagine myself using this. If I needed to use it, I would use it. It's 29 bucks. You can't expect much, but for someone who just needs a keyboard and a mouse, so far, it's not too bad. But what about the headphones?
Yeah.
Alright, Pro Gamer Part 3. Alright, they are connected. And yep, they change colours too. The LEDs on these are actually brighter than the mouse. I mean, it is gimmicky, but it's kind of RGB. It's the breathing effect of 7 different colours. It's close enough to RGB, man. Who cares? I also forgot to mention... Yep, that's a bit tight.
This is one color. This is just blue.
Does work. Alright, so I've tried a bunch of songs using these. And you know what? For some cheapo headphones, they're not too bad, man. While they're not the most comfortable fit, the audio that's playing through these, like I played some of the Doom soundtrack, I played some of the Need for Speed Underground soundtrack, I played some death metal, I played a bit of rap, bit of trap in there as well, and they don't sound too bad. The bass is a bit heavy, which obviously for the whole gamer thing, I suppose that's not too bad. It is a bit muffled, and obviously when you get to a higher volume, it becomes really distorted and stuff. Vocals aren't too bad. I was expecting them to sound like tin cans, but no, they don't sound like tin cans. If I needed these temporarily, these are fine. There's nothing wrong with them. As I said, they're not the most comfortable things in the world, and they're not the best sounding things in the world, but for 29 bucks, you got that mouse, your keyboard, you got everything. I actually might test the microphone on this and see how that sounds.
Okay, testing the microphone on the iDigital headphone things.
That's not bad either. It's a bit quiet and soft though.
That's it. But this is how it sounds. I tried clicking, but that didn't work. So there you go. That's about it.
So you just heard what that sounds like, and now I'm going to play it back using the headphones. That doesn't sound too bad either. I am actually very surprised at all of this. Honestly, I thought it was going to be all just complete shit, but it's not. I could use this stuff if I was desperate and I only had 29 bucks. This is readily available in the reject shop. Man, I'd go for it. I reckon it's good value. You get a half decent mic on the headphones. The quality of headphones is reasonable. Nothing special, but reasonable. You've got the volume control in there as well, and you don't have to have the LEDs on. You can take the USB out of the computer or whatever. And you can turn the LEDs straight off. So like I can just do this like that, and there you go, they're off. Or you can plug them back in and have the LEDs going. Most of the time, you probably want the LEDs going anyways to show your friends. Yeah, they do adjust. It's a bit of a tight sort of adjustment. So each of these components rounds out to be about $9.60 each, or thereabouts. The $10 headphones, pretty good. I probably wouldn't want to flex them a lot because they probably snap. The mouse,
yeah, that must suck.
like, yeah,
I mean,
loud and stuff like that. But I could easily use this as a normal day-to-day mouse.
Maybe they soldered it in wrong or something. I don't know.
Better than I had intended. And then finally, you get the keyboard. The keyboard is it works. You've got the media controls built into the function keys. It's not the best plastic in the world. It flexes and bends, but it's basically a $10 keyboard. The value is good. And if you only need something temporary or just something on a budget or something like that, these aren't too bad. And I've seen a lot of these 3-in-1 bundles around, and I've always looked at them and just went, they're going to be absolute garbage. But no, this isn't too bad. As a fellow true enthusiast of Doom, I'm going to play a game of Doom because why not? Doom sounds good on the headphones. Pretty good, pretty clear. Keyboard, fine for what I'm doing anyways, just stuffing around with Doom and stuff, just killing a bunch of dudes. I have really weird key bindings, don't ask. And then coming through the mouse itself, just having a bit of a walk around, firing the double barrel shotgun, super shotgun, yeah, no. Yep, scrolling's good. It's not one of those scroll wheels either that sort of jump around. It's only one bit at a time, which is quite nice. I was not expecting this day to go this well. So I think all in all, with everything that I've tested here, I can safely say that for $29, it's a pretty good deal. While it wouldn't be something that I'd use 24/7, and I can't tell you the durability of it all, or how long it would last for, it would definitely suit someone looking for a temporary option or something like that, and not as a gaming set per se, because I reckon if you'd done a bit of a tense on that, and asked Green what his problem was, you'd end up with a keyboard snapped in half, and that would be the end of it. If you take that into consideration, and if you want to buy your kids something cheap for Christmas, so they can play Fortnite on, hey, this is a good option. Headphones, keyboard, mouse, what more can you ask for? I'm going to see if I can take this apart, because I just want to see how the LEDs work in it, but I have a feeling the screws under these little rubber feet things here. Am I correct?
Yeah, it's probably defective.
It should all just come undone. Oh wow. Okay. Well, so there we go. You've got your shell just there, and that's it. The brains of the operation is just here. One LED. That's it. You've got
Like it's RGB. I mean,
there's also
as long as it works. I mean, I don't care.
It's definitely some old stock that they've got and just rebranded and chucked into a sort of reasonable shell. And the switches are actually branded with an S on it. And the switches are, pretty clicky. I mean, I don't particularly know what I was expecting to find inside of here. I just want to have a look at the LEDs and see how they were situated. But at least we've got a date code now, and we've got the location of the LED. There we go, back together. Should be fine now. Curiosity has got the better of me. I'm taking the keyboard parts. We're going to see what's inside of it. I think we don't have to take the whole entire keycaps off. We should be fine. So yeah, we just lift it up. Yep. It's just a standard membrane keyboard, like so. Put that back into place like so, and that's it. But no, there doesn't look like there's any identifying marks that I can see on it at the moment. All right, everyone.
I see.
Keyboard, I know what's going on here. Yeah, as I said, I was not expecting this to go as well as it did for a cheapo keyboard, mouse, and headset. Hey, it ain't too bad. Hey, if you're in Australia and you got $30 or $29, go to the retail shop and check this out. See what you think of it. Or if you have a set like this, let me know down in the comments below. Because I'd love to see the durability of these. Like, if people have had them for 2 weeks and then they die, or if people have had them for 6 months and then they die, or if people have had them for 3 years and they're still going strong. Like, who knows? Obviously, you can't expect anything special, but hey, made for a good review, I think. I always like looking at cheapo tech, and cheapo tech sometimes can be hit or miss. And well, this time it's not too bad. Like, you got to think of it from a consumer standpoint of view. Like, if I only had $30 and I needed something cheap and this was the only thing available, would I be able to use it for a couple of weeks or a couple of months or whatever with no issues at all? And absolutely I would. Good on your reject shop. You've done good for once. Usually it's just all cheap crap and stuff, but no, pretty happy with this, to be fairly honest. Thank you very much for watching this very spontaneously random review of a keyboard, mouse, and a headset. Although it's nothing special, I just wanted to share with you this because I seen it at the reject shop and I was like, what could go wrong here? And
Yeah, I could see that. Basically, just like one thing's broken, so throw the whole freaking bathwater out or something. Something like that. You know what I mean? I like this phone.
So this is their official store on AliExpress. So in this picture, you can see three options. There's the Russian keyboard, the American version, and the European version. So the Russian keyboard is just a Russian keyboard. The American version and the European version are slightly different, and the only difference between the two is the network compatibility. So when I get to the specifications, make sure you take note of the American bands and the European bands, as there is a slight difference. The phone was released on the 30th of April this year, so I may be one of the first handful of people to truly take a look at this phone and be reviewing it. Hopefully I can bring you all a lot of detailed information for this phone within this video. As always, there are timestamps integrated into the video as well as the description, so you can skip along if you get a bit bored at a certain part. So with this being a feature phone, what about specifications? Let's take a brief look over them. The model is the AGM M7 in all black. This phone is IP68, IP69, and MIL STD 810H certified, meaning it's pretty much good for any environment. It will survive drops, plunges in water, swift amounts of dust, freezing cold temperatures, blistering hot environments, and so on. I think you get the general idea that it will survive anywhere. The dimensions of this device and the weight of it are listed here, but it seems to have a bit of extra weight to it due to it being rugged. The processor is the MediaTek MT6739, which is a pretty low-end processor. Since this is a flagship and primarily meant for a rugged device,
Oh,
for smartphone
jeez.
experience, it will be more than enough to handle most day-to-day tasks with this. In the RAM department, we only have 1 GB.
So he ended up selling it too? Wow.
The display is a 2.4-inch QVGA LCD screen with touch functionality. It's likely
Or did the freaking Xbox logo stop working or something? I don't know.
It's very basic as we expected, with just a 2-megapixel one on the back and a 0.3-megapixel one on the front. The battery in this is rated at 2500 mAh. It does not have fast charging. You can buy an optional dock to just throw the phone into while you're on the
Knowing people, I wonder if they just broke the HDMI port or something. I couldn't tell you.
job or something like that. Otherwise, you can charge it via the Type-C USB port.
Seems to be really common. I don't know how people break an HDMI cord.
It will just do the job if you need it for work and nothing else. We will be having a look at the OS just to see how simplified
Or
it
port.
is. Our connectivity options are just Wi-Fi 2.4 GHz, Bluetooth 4.2, and that's pretty much it. There's no NFC and no other sensors in this device according to the spec list. I guess for the price, there are some cutbacks. Unlike the Doogee S86 that I had a look at, which pretty much had everything. This is more simplistic and it's just rugged, and that's pretty much it. No NFC, no fingerprint scanner, no wireless charging, no headphone jack. A lot is missing. But once again, this is targeted towards a specific audience, and for its price point, I guess it is what it is. The speaker in this is where things get really loud. We have a massive 3.5 watt, 35mm waterproof speaker in this. This probably would be the biggest speaker in a phone I have seen yet. The 2019 N-Gage I had a look at had a fairly big speaker in it, but hopefully this one will have BFG division going at the loudest we have ever heard. Now we come down to the networks. This should support most major networks around the world, but here's the bands listed on screen here for you all. Please make sure that you check with your
True.
support these bands. As I always say, I'd hate for you to buy this phone and then you finally receive it and then you put a SIM card in it and you can't get service in your country. So just pay attention to these bands first before even thinking about purchasing the device.
Next thing you know, he's going to sell it for an Xbox 360 or something. You know?
A power adapter, a Type-C cable, a Type-C to 3.5mm headphone jack adapter, and a manual book. Now I'm not sure if the charger is for Australia or not at this point in time. Hopefully it is. If not, they probably provided a travel adapter within the box. That's the main specifications of the AGM M7. There's honestly not a lot going on here, and the same for the listing. So let's just take a quick look through it to learn a little bit more about this phone. So going to the top of the listing.
Still missing calls in noisy environment? Introducing the AGM M7 rugged mobile phone with 1.5 watt powerful speaker. You will never miss a call. Meant to be durable, solid, and multi-purpose. The AGM
This
M7
isn't
is
an ad, by the way.
and waterproof. With military standard 810, powered by Android Smart Operation System, you can use front and rear cameras, TikTok and Facebook with stable 4G frequency bands for enhanced connectivity.
TikTok and Facebook on a feature phone?
You can also customize
Hell
the
yeah.
as you please. Push it to talk, play your favorite music, or activate your torch. Battery 2500 milliamp hour long lasting usage. Easily plug in with either side Type-C port. Charging docks are also available. You will never miss a call.
Type-C on a feature phone?
We can see
In the dock?
here, like the RAM storage, the battery, Type-C port reversible connector that's been tested over 10,000 times, and the loud sound. And you can see on the back there, the speaker is pretty big, so I can't wait to test that. Here's all the specifications just listed here within the listing. If you want to pause here and have a look at it, feel free. But I'm pretty sure the specifications that I've already went through are listed here. It does say stuff about applications and a torch and all that, but once we get the phone powered on, we'll get to see it all anyways. Now,
Oh no, that's an ad for the phone that he's reviewing. He actually put that in the video itself. I have ad block too, so I shouldn't get any ads.
There's a note that's on AliExpress that says this: Brazil, please choose European and other areas version. Only defined input languages are supported. AGM M7 has no app store. I'm going to try and install some applications off my SD card, but I have a feeling I won't be able to do it, but I'll give it a go, see what happens. Now the next picture here says that we'll never miss a call with the world's biggest phone speaker. As I said, I'm really excited to see how loud that thing's going to be. It does support Facebook, WhatsApp, and TikTok. I mean, I guess if you're on a job and you want to do a funny TikTok with the front 0.3 megapixel camera, which is probably going to capture video like 176 by 144, yeah, feel free. We have the certifications listed there, as well as the 4G frequency bands, which I listed, but I listed before. Get the most out of your sound, equipped with a powerful sound system.
Sure, TikTok on a feature phone.
Experience coupled with a mighty 3.5 watt speaker output. Once we tear this down, we'll get to see how big the speaker actually is. But this is one of the main selling points of the phone is this speaker, and one of the main things that I do in my videos is do a speaker test, so it kind of makes sense. Smart Operation System. AGM M7 runs Smart Operation System and supports Facebook, WhatsApp, TikTok, Skype, Zello, and more. Zello was on the Doogee. Still don't know what it is. Google it. All these certifications.
Yeah, it's cool.
Dustproof, resistant to extreme temperatures, and waterproof. Basically, my durability test. I'll be doing a drop test and submerging it. Connectivity. The AGM M7 comes with 4G frequency bands for enhanced connectivity, VoLTE, and dual SIM support. This gives you access to 4G, 3G, and 2G connections. There's a guy in the workshop just writing down stuff in a notebook on his AGM M7 just there. Charging simplified with the USB Type-C port on AGM M7. You don't need to figure out which end of the cable is right. Just plug in and AGM gets charging. You can also
I don't blame you.
The dock actually needs to
I
be
ended up doing shit too while watching YouTube streams.
Contacts on there. It honestly would make sense to have this included with the bundle. Customize as you please. The function of the side key on the AGM M7 is customized.
Oh yeah, I'm using
Push the talk feature on Zello or
Okay.
access camera or activate
I'm using Restream, so I'm actually on Twitch and D Live right now, as well as YouTube. Pretty cool.
LED torch. Another picture here just going over the quick specs, like the traditional keypad coupled with the touchscreen, which I'll remind you again, it's a 2.4-inch QVGA touchscreen, so I'm not too sure how useful it's going to be, but we'll see how we go. The high-volume removable 2500 mAh battery, LED flashlight situated on top of the device, supports video call, Wi-Fi, FM, and Bluetooth, so it does have an FM radio, there you go. Comfortable and anti-skid grip, so like if you throw it along concrete, will it stop, or will it just keep going along and keep rolling and rolling and rolling, who knows. One click to clear all DNS, long press the key for 3 seconds. Okay, well we can try that. And then we just get a photo of what's in the box, which is the cable, battery, charger, little adapter, the phone, the books, and the box. That's it. Well, the box doesn't come in the box is, you know what I mean. And as I said, that's it, that's the listing, there's no lock here. So without further ado, we've got a parcel. This took 4 days to arrive to me from China to Australia, so that's pretty good. I think on AliExpress they just sent it via normal, regular shipping, but they've sent it to me via DHL. I'm pretty sure that's an option in the listing. Go ahead and just whoop, and we have the box inside of the bag. And then within said box, we have an advertising brochure, which we'll have a look at. Actually, dear friend, thanks to your support to AGM Mobile, we have specially selected a gift from you. It's a pair of JBL customized Bluetooth Sports headphones developed by AGM.
Ooh, not bad.
May peace, happiness, and good fortune be with you always. Thanks. And
That's
best wishes
pretty
to the
cool.
AGM team. That's kind of nice. So you get free headphones with this, and they're sports ones as well. I don't know what the specifications of them are going to be, if they're dust resistant and all that sort of thing, but I would say they probably would be. We'll test these during the review. Well, thanks AGM and JBL. I didn't know you were going to be sending me extra. That's kind of nice. So is that it? Yeah, oh, yep, there they are. There's the JBL headphones just there. Earphones, sorry. They come in a nice
JBL's not too
package
bad.
like so, and just opening them up, you can probably see the model number on here somewhere. Oh, it's an AGM headset, wireless waterproof in here. So there's a remote on there with the volume keys and power on button.
Yeah, I'm
Ooh,
still
nice.
outputting
With the dots,
sound.
JBL right there to fit in your ear, nice and comfortable. And then yeah, we've got the little remote just here. It's AGM branded, and yeah, there's a little charging port just there, which is micro USB. That's micro USB. So they don't give you a cable with it, so you've got to find a micro USB cable because the cable that comes with the phone is Type C. But I'm fairly sure you'll have a micro USB cable laying around. But yeah, just plug that back in there. AGM's little mic just there, and the little buttons have a rubber texture just to them. Reminder, please keep the USB cap close to prevent water or sweat. I will do that. But yeah, they look pretty good, and they've got a bit of weight to them, especially in here as well. So we will test these during the audio portion of this review, and they also include extra ear tips as well. In case they don't fit in my stupid ears, I can just put them on and hopefully they'll fit. But I wasn't expecting to get them. I thought it was just the phone itself. But there you go. Finally, we got the little box. That's it, just there. AGM, little sticker just there, little logo. Nothing going on pretty much. Tremendous sound system, high volume warning. Should I hold it up to my ear and play BFG Division full ball? Maybe. Who knows? We do have an IMEI sticker just on the bottom there with the serial number. The color is black.
Do it.
All right, we're gonna break the seal. Seal has been broken. And there we go. There it is there.
It doesn't look that
Ooh,
bad.
yeah, that's got heft to it. Whew. Okay, so we do get the Type-C to 3.5mm adapter, Type-C USB cable, charger, which is a European one. They haven't included a travel adapter, but that's okay. And we have the user's manual as well as the warranty booklet just there. How much warranty do you get with this? Is it 12 months or 2 years? I'm not too sure. The manual, AGM, built to endure, opens like that. All the functions are there. If I do need to come back to this, I will. This is pretty much just a quick start guide just to get going and tells you how some of the features work, but I'm pretty sure I'll work it all out. Let's take a look at the phone. There we go. You know what it kind of reminds me of? Here. Nokia 5140i. Same thing, isn't it? It's exactly the same.
Oh, yeah.
I actually did like the
Yeah.
5140. It's actually a really, really cool phone, and it was a rugged one as well.
Looks
And
cool.
yeah, that's pretty much what's going on here. So the front of the phone, we've got a little front-facing camera just there, our earpiece just there, we have our keyboard just here with the 2 option buttons, D-pad, OK button, call in, and our numeric keyboard. For texting, I wonder if an on-screen keyboard does come up. That would be interesting. Then, of course, our 2.4-inch QVGA touchscreen just there. So I just want to see what's protecting the screen, if it's plastic or glass, and it is glass, so that is good. Hopefully, during the durability test, it actually survives when I drop it, because I'm going to be dropping it
Wait,
like that. It is protected by these lips.
Glass on a feature phone? I've never seen that before. I don't think I have, at least. That's cool.
Around the phone, so you should be okay. The sides of the phone have a bit of a rubber grip going onto them, and on that side we can see the customizable button. On the top is the LED torch. On the other side we have nothing there. At the bottom we have the little contacts for the optional dock. Another little charging board just there is the Type-C USB port. So just
I guess it's not a feature
like that.
phone,
And
I
then
guess
having
it's a
further look on the back,
smartphone.
This is made of plastic just here. But there is the speaker. I think that there takes the cake of being the biggest speaker I've had a look at on a phone. We do have the 2 megapixel camera just on the back there, and that's pretty much it. We can just go ahead and remove the back cover, like so. And there you go. So you've got to remove this piece here, like so, for the waterproof protection. And then we have the battery inside of there, the 2500 mAh one. It does have some little protective film on it, so it doesn't switch on during transport. And inside of the phone, we have the IMEI information, serial numbers, as well as saying that it has 1 gig RAM and 8 gig ROM. The model is M7, the color is black, we have dual nano SIMs, and the micro SD card slot just there. So I'm going to go ahead and populate these, and we are going to switch on this phone and see what it's capable of. Alright, that's on there. That's all back down. That's all closed. All good. There we go. So thickness-wise, I'd probably say 2 iPhone SE 2020 stuck together would probably be about the thickness of this. Maybe a little bit more. But I'll tell you what, that's still comfortable in the hand, though. And all the keys have a nice click and feel to them, so that's good. Alright, well, let's go ahead and switch it on. If it's got charge, yes, it does. There we go. I'm kind of expecting this to scare me with the loud boot up sound. Is it going to be loud?
Come on. Come on.
Oh.
Ah,
it's kind of easy.
sad.
Okay. Well, we have Telstra, we have 4G, and there's some people just sitting there having a good time, so I'll just unlock it and press star. There we go. We've unlocked the phone. There's a person hiking in the middle of nowhere, having a good time. Cool. So straight off the bat, obviously, the display is QVGA. It's not the best display ever, but for a feature phone that's rugged, this will be more than enough. But touch. Hey, there you go. God, TikTok. Yeah, well, there you go. It does work. And that's how you lock it. Let's test the torch out. Oof, okay. It's got a bit of a blue tint to it, actually.
That's pretty
But
cool.
That's fairly bright. Let me just sort of point it around. Yep, that'll be good.
That's pretty cool having
Jesus
a
Christ.
forward facing.
I was not expecting that to happen. Oh, that speaker's loud. I wasn't expecting. I'll just sort of point it around. Yep, that'll be good. Oh, Jesus Christ. I was not expecting that to happen. Oh, let me just sort of point it around. Yep, that'll be good. Oh, Jesus Christ. I was not expecting that to happen. Oh, that speaker's loud. I wasn't expecting. Oh, that caught me off guard. Holy moly. There we go. I'm going to turn the volume down. There we go. Just put it all down. There we go. Okay. Now it's not going to scare me as much, I don't think. Okay. So we can swipe down. We can see Telstra, 90%. It's almost 3 a.m. That's completely fine. Scrolling down again. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth,
Could you
data,
imagine
brightness,
having a
standard,
phone that loud?
location, hotspot, sound, and night
Oof.
There's not a lot going on in here. I think I
I
might
kinda
do
want it,
this,
though.
so you can see what's going on.
It's
I'll probably use a
cool.
combination of both the keyboard and touch, but we'll see how we go. You just swipe away the notification just like that, and back to the start. So we've touch and hold. Okay, can't do wallpaper changes or anything like that. That's okay. So let's try the customizable key. What's that going to open? Nothing? No? Okay, maybe we have to set it first. So holding down star will actually clear all the background applications. So if you hold it, your mail has the best state. Thank you. Press menu. Call history, messaging, contacts, WhatsApp, Facebook, FM radio, camera, Chrome. That's Chrome. That's good. Calendar, settings, gallery, file manager, clock,
Chrome on a
music, Skype,
flip
Zelda,
phone.
audio, use the
Or
phone,
not flip
sound,
phone,
and
but a
TikTok.
feature phone.
Okay, so the left key on the D-pad opens up recents as well. Right on the D-pad opens up the notification shade, and obviously power button locks it. Standard Android phone dialer just there. So at this point in time, we're just going to go to settings first and start from there, and then work our way through this. So there we go. It's basically Android just on a very, very small screen. So we have network and internet, Wi-Fi, mobile network, data usage, hotspot tethering, SIM cards, VPN, and airplane mode. I'm going to go ahead and connect to Wi-Fi now. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Prepared. Oh. Usually with MediaTek phones, it makes a noise when it has found networks. Oh, it does support 5 GHz networks. It's at 2.4 GHz on the listing, but there you go. Oh, it's gone. Never mind. Oh, no, there it is. And just to clarify, there is no on-screen keyboard. You've got to use just here. Which, I mean, it's not a deal breaker. If you want to be using a touchscreen on a tiny little phone like this, you'd probably be better just going back to 2005 and using this, which I still do have the hang of this, but I'm not as fast as I used to be back in the day on typing on a keyboard like this. Connected to Wi-Fi. All good. Connected devices, we just have Bluetooth. That's it. Apps and notifications. Let's go through here. Show system. And as always, I like to scroll through here just in case there's anything to point out. You never know. Android Easter egg is straight up the top there. Go through each of these. I'm not really paying much attention just here. I'll see if it has Google Play services, actually. I know they said there's no App Store, but it'd be just interesting to see if they've included any of that on here. No, they have not. Oh, that sucks. So can you log into a Gmail on this thing? I don't think you can, then. TikTok, can we uninstall that? No, but we can disable it. Dang it. Wireless updates there. Zello is there as well. So yeah, not a lot going on here. Battery, we have 11 hours left on a 2500 mAh battery on a feature phone. That's not a lot, but I will be doing a standby test to see how it does perform anyways. Speed dial. You can set an emergency phone number and do a speed dial. In display, brightness level, nightlight, wallpaper, sleep, font size, and display size. So we'll go to wallpaper, go to wallpapers, and we'll just see what's in here. So we have hiking person, we have people sitting around the bonfire having a good time, then we have person taking a photo on a cliff, and then we have the person hiking again, and then we have, that would just show TikTok on there, didn't it? It did. Can we select TikTok? Oh, no, obviously you can't. Let's just have it as hiking man or person. There we go. Sound. Oh boy, I'm not going to play any sounds just yet, don't worry. The media volume's all the way up there. I'm just putting it down to there, just so then I don't get scared again. Phone ringtone is default ringtone. Oh, it's got bass to it. Other sounds, all that sort of thing. Sound enhancement, what have we got? Best loudness. Oh, no best order, just best loudness. Storage, 8 gig internal memory, 3.34 gig used, so you don't have a lot to play around with, but chuck a micro SD card in here and you'll be all good to go. Security and location, screen lock, we can have swipe, pin or password, no face unlock, nothing like that here. Very simplistic, just use the keypad to unlock it or just swipe up and there you go. Might be easier if you did set a pin though, because if it's going to be in your pocket, the touchscreen may be a little bit sensitive and just sort of unlock on its own. Within system, we do have languages and input, IME is listed. Can we actually set a virtual keyboard to come up? Well, it's there, but we can't select it. And I just would have been nice to have that option, I guess. Maybe you can enable it somewhere, but at the moment I don't really see it happening. Whilst update, model, Android version, security patch level is 2019. Hopefully there is an update that comes through for this. Baseband version, kernel version, build number, and that's pretty much it. In status, there's just IMEI serial numbers, that's all good. Android version, we can, go on, let's enable it. There we go. Oh, uh-oh. Oh no, he's fine. Yay. Whee. I'll enable developer options while I'm here as well. There we go. Make it seem to run a little bit faster by just putting the window animations down a little bit. Unless they're already down to 0. Well, they're down to 0.5, so I'll just leave it like that. Alright, comes to whilst update. Is it going to be, yep, there it is. Come on, give us an update, please. It's pretty outdated. It's currently 2.5 years outdated. 2.5 years with nothing. This is a brand new phone, don't forget. Now, I don't know why they didn't put a later version of Android on this. I mean, I guess Android 8.1, is fairly stable, I suppose, but I just don't understand why I wouldn't have put like 9 Go Edition and then simplified it or something like that. Just makes a little bit more sense from my point of view. But look, it is what it is. It's a cheap phone. Since this doesn't have any way to add an account or anything like that, any Gmail or anything, I guess you don't really have to worry about the security patch level. This thing can basically just make calls and take some photos, play some sounds, and that's really it. Sucks that you can't add Gmail on here. It would just make sense to have Gmail on here, but obviously not. Oh well. AGM has also updated me and told me that in regards to emails, that the only way to get emails working on this phone is to download an APK file through the browser and then install it on the phone. For most general consumers, downloading an APK may seem a little bit iffy. I mean, in context, it seems simple to just go on the browser and download an APK, but for people who want an option to add email straight out of the box, you don't have that here. But I will go over this later during the conclusion. Well, at this point in time then, I'll give this phone a call and see what the call quality is like.
So this EFX quality on the AGM M7 is very, very, very loud and very, very clear, so that's very good. I spent a very long time doing that. And the microphone on the AGM M7 sounds a little something like this. Yeah, pretty clear. From what I can hear, it sounds pretty clear. Hopefully there's no interference or anything like that, so everything's good.
Also during the phone call, in the little options there, it did show to start recording, so you can record phone calls if you wanted to. Alright, so Apple-wise, call history is going to show the call history, messaging, nothing going on, contacts, just the ones that are on the SIM card. We have WhatsApp, which is going to want us to, oh god, look how pixelated that is. That's going to want us to sign into Facebook. Facebook is going to want us to sign into Facebook. FM radio, do we have to plug in? Oh, we have to use the headphones. Can we play it on the speaker? Okay, what's playing on Australian radio at 3:11 AM on 101.1?
It's Virgin Australia's Midweek SA More sale. Fly to Adelaide from as low as $79 for more dining and more dining.
Well, yep, that works. You just have to use the Type-C adapter, of course. I was going to bump the volume all the way up just then, but I figured I'll leave it when we get to the speaker test. Let's open camera, actually. That's very basic. No autofocus, no nothing. There you go. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it'll be fine. It'll be perfectly fine for just normal. Jesus. Stop scaring me. I will take some photos and videos with the camera. I'm not going to do them now because it's 3 AM, so I will do a quick jump cut and splice in the photos and videos that I take with this device, and we'll come back.
I'm tired. Almost done though. It's pretty awful though.
Okay, you've just seen photos and videos that were taken with the AGM M7. You're probably wondering right now, where is the audio for the video test s'mores? What happened to that? So I've had time to contact AGM and ask them, what's going on with the video audio? After a factory reset, it didn't work. Trying settings and all that sort of thing, nothing sort of worked. Nothing made the videos have any audio. AGM said that their technical staff is planning to arrange an OS update and the problem will be solved soon. So at the moment, you can take basic photos with this and it's going to be okay. No autofocus, of course. But if you plan to take any videos with this, you're not going to have any audio whatsoever. And just to make sure, the microphones do work on this phone. It's just some sort of a bug with video recording and the audio. I'm not too sure. AGM knows about the issue. So hopefully they do release an update to get it fixed. And while we're talking about the subject of updates and stuff, I did ask AGM as well if this is going to get an update to a later version of Android. And they said that the phone will receive OS updates and security patches in the future to solve the problems that our users met. AGM has also updated me and told me that Android 9 and Android 10 will not be available for this device, so it will be stuck on its current Android version, and they don't have any intentions on upgrading it in the future, which for a budget, cheap feature phone is not that bad, but I just thought I'd ask them to see if it would eventually get an OS update, and unfortunately it won't. So there you go, that's why there was no audio in the camera test. Now you know about the updates and stuff, so let's get moving along with this video. But also like to slice in this little bit about the battery life of this phone. Over 30 hours, it drops from 100% to 63%. This is with Wi-Fi on, Bluetooth on, and an active SIM card in the phone. AGM did say to me that it will last 13 days standby with no Wi-Fi, no mobile network, or anything like that in the phone, so battery life isn't too bad for a feature phone like this anyways. You can pretty much almost get 2 days usage out of this before you'll need to charge it again. And as for charging this back up, I did use a Samsung fast charger and went from the 62% mark to 100% within about an hour and a half or so. I did not test the included charger with this phone, as it was only just a standard one. I thought I'd try an actual fast charger to see, and that was the results. I mean, when you go to bed, just put it on charge, go to sleep, then wake up the next morning, and it shouldn't be a problem. Let's jump on Chrome, and let's type in AGM M7. I'll just touch the screen. There we go. Okay, so AGM space M7. There we go. Enter. 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 This one. No? Okay. Well, okay, I'm confused. Oh, so just click that, and there you go. There we go. Cool. There we go. It's a battery. Oh, there it is there. Okay, go onto the website and have a look at it. So there we go. There is a little promotion thing going on there if you want to have a look at AGM's website. I will link AGM's website down in the description below as well. Once again, it's not an affiliate link. You can just go on there, have a bit of a browse if you want to. But yeah, Chrome is fine on this. If you want to just quickly search up something, it's going to be more than enough. Thankfully, it's Chrome and not just a standard generic browser, which is kind of cool. But yeah, you can either use the touchscreen or you can just use the keypad and just go wee, and then go wee, back up again. It's up to you, whichever way you want to use. But in the browser, though, you've kind of got to use a combination of both the touchscreen and the keypad, because you press that, you've got a new tab, so you go to that, and then you've kind of got to try and work out, okay, well, how do I get to there? You just open up the new tab, so you've pretty much got to go like that to start going. So you've got to use a combination of both. It is a little bit fiddly, but I suppose you will get used to it in time. But for the speed of the browser, I reckon it's not too bad, honestly. Actually, while we're here, let's try YouTube, because there's no YouTube on here. We may as well do the YouTube test while we're here and do the Costa Rica video in 4K. So you can't just press that enter and that's it. It doesn't work. So you do have to come up here to the little search to be able to do it. It's fine. It's all good. All right. Well, here we go. YouTube test. Does that have an accelerometer in here? No, it doesn't. Look, I'm guessing that this phone is not going to be meant for someone who's going to be sitting back and watching YouTube videos. If they want to just quickly check something on YouTube just to see a tutorial or something like that, if you're in a workshop or some sort of environment, you can quickly check it. But here it is here, and we're going to be playing it at, we can play it at 720p. Let's try it at 720p. A little tiny screen. That's buffering. There we go. That's okay. I still don't want to pump that speaker up just yet. Okay, go on. Oh, wait, what? Oh. So I can't skip, can't go back, can't do anything. So it's basically all controlled via the touchscreen once again. Well, YouTube does work at 720p anyways, it does work fine. Because it's only on a 240p screen anyways, you're obviously not going to have the full 720p experience. But as I said, it's a 2.4 inch screen. You're not going to be using this just for YouTube. This is a feature phone. As I keep having to tell myself, this is not a smartphone. It is a feature phone. It is not as sophisticated as smartphones that I usually look at. Calendar looks like a calendar, I suppose. Yep. Nothing special there. Settings we've already looked through. Gallery is just going to show all the photos and stuff. File manager. Let's try and install an application, but we'll see what happens. Oh, hello, you can. Okay, you can install apps. Nice. Okay, so I managed to install GTA 3 on here. We're going to test that and see how it goes. I mean, I did run
GTA 3 on a feature phone. Wow.
To get it to work, but otherwise it was fine. So we have clock, which will look like a standard clock. So we do have the sound recorder just here. I'll just record me rambling about something and play what I just recorded at half volume. I'll just record me rambling about something. Or I'm hyping up the BFG division, aren't I? Calculator looks like a calculator. It says it's rad. Once again, you've got to use the combination of touchscreen and the keyboard for using the calculator, so you can't just sort of do quick maths on here and, you know, do that because, oh, you kind of can a little bit, but no, otherwise you're kind of limited to what you can do. You've got to then come to here and do that and do that and do this and do that and do that, and there you go. You've done some calculation that I have no idea how I've done. Music's next, but I'm leaving it to last. Skype will open up Skype, so you can use Skype on this if you wanted to. It's obviously not going to be the best quality, but I'm guessing it will do for HD video. It won't be able to do HD video because it's only 240p on here. Zello, which is, still don't know what Zello is. What is Zello? Is it social media stuff? Oh, it's faster than texting. Yes, that's obviously some sort of social media platform, I guess. Clear? Just...
Zillow is actually a walkie-talkie platform. It's actually fairly common. I haven't seen it too much, but apparently it is fairly common. For some workplaces use it. I mean, you could use it between two people, but it's alright. It's alright. You can do it on the PC as well. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Clears the background memory, and that's it. We have the user-defined key, which you can choose only 4 options. You can't add another option to here. So if you wanted to add, for example, I don't know, the browser or something like that to the button, you can't. You can only do push to talk, audio play, camera, LED torch, which I'll probably set that. No, because there's already the torch built onto the keyboard. So that's kind of pointless. I guess camera just try that. Yeah, there you go. That's quite fine. Oh, I'm covering camera, my bad. So sound itself, we'll just open sound preferences within settings. TikTok, we'll just skip over that. That's completely fine. We'll just pretend it's not even there. But I do have CPU system info and device info hardware installed. So I'm just going to go ahead and open device info hardware just to have a bit of a browse, I guess. So there it is there. It is the AGM M7, 240p, MT6739, Android 8.1. And there's just not a lot going on in here. That's to be expected. It is a feature phone. It's not supposed to have much going on, but there you go. And then the system on chip there is the MT6739CW quad core. The system, Android 8.1, 60Hz screen, memory, 1GB DDR3, 8GB internal storage. Back camera says 8 megapixel. Hold on a second. I haven't done the camera test yet, so I'm kind of unsure of what's going on. So I will have to check that. Battery-wise, it's 84%. So that's all good. Sensors, we have a light sensor and a proximity sensor. So there you go. At the start I said there was no sensors because it was unspecified on listing, but there's a light sensor and a proximity sensor. No accelerometer, no gyroscope, nothing. And now I'll go into CPU system info, just for the whole sake of it. It's a Droy AGM M7. Don't know who Droy is, but there you go. Manufacturer is Droy. Board, free me. Okay. Hardware, all that sort of thing. Yep, all looking standard. System on chip. System on chip code is free me. Memory, all listed there. RAM is listed there. Screen, 3.4 inches. Not correct, supposed to be 2.4 inches, but yeah, 240 by 320 is QVGA. And not a lot going on here as well. Thermal is quite fine. CPU is 33 degrees, and battery temperature is at 33 degrees as well. Once again, the sensors, light sensor proximity, that's it. Cameras, yeah, comes up as 8 megapixel. That's quite strange, but there you go. Well, I guess it's time we try gaming on the AGM M7. How's it going to go? I have no idea. So, let's get this set up and see how it goes. This is like if GTA 3 was ported to the Game Boy Advance and you had no buttons. This is kind of what it looks like. You can't even read the text. Okay, alright, cool. Let's go options, turn the sound off, display. Let's put everything up to maximum. Okay, let's go play GTA 3. Hey. Betchy. Man, that speaker, holy moly. Drive is what I shall do, my friend. Oh, wait. No! Oh yeah, there he is! Yeah, we can do this. We can completely do this. Hey. Oh, this is good. Oh shit, okay, control. Oh shit. I just, like, completely failed that. Couldn't even turn the corner. Obviously, GTA is not meant to be playable on here, but it works. So you can install apps on here, which obviously, installing more apps on here is definitely going to help you. You can probably put Google Play services on here yourself, maybe. I'll try it again. No, everything's fine. If I be really careful, I can control it. Hey. Yeah, I can get the hang of this. Wait. Shit. I failed again. Okay. You get the point of it. GTA 3 works. That's kind of cool. So that is good that you can install additional apps on here, but you've just got to do it manually via the file manager. Just install the APK and you should be good to go. It is a bit unfortunate that there is no Play Store, but if you know how to install apps manually, then I guess it's kind of not a big deal. But otherwise, it's time for the speaker test. This is it, folks. This is the point in time where you're going to need to prepare yourselves. If you're wearing headphones, be prepared. Hold on to whatever you're sitting on because this is going to be really loud. And of course, we're going to be using Mick Gordon's BFG Division from one of my absolute favorite games of all time, Doom 2016. So let's go ahead and go BFG Division. Okay, so this is on 50% at the moment. It's super clear for what it is, though. Holy moly. We're already at 101.5 at 50%. Okay, so we got to 101.9 during that test, which is the number that I quite commonly see on phones. However, that was at 50%. We're now going to bump it up to 100%. I think the whole point of this being a really loud speaker is entirely true. So, at 100% volume, this is BFG Division on the AGM M7. Okay, yep, definitely wins the award for the loudest speaker on a phone that I've ever tested. Holy moly, 113.9 decibels. AGM, well done. Good speaker in this phone. Absolutely, yeah, that packs a punch for sure. You will never miss a call. That is a definite pass from me. Obviously, at 100% volume, it does get a little bit distorted, as to be expected, but at 113, let's just say 114 decibels, that's fine. You can probably leave this, 2 suburbs away and you'll still hear it. Okay, so at this point in time, we've basically looked over all the features of this phone. As I said during the unboxing video, I want to test those JBL Bluetooth headphones out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and we'll see how they go. And then we'll continue on with the conclusion, durability test, and teardown to this. Alright, it's now time to test out the JBL AGM Bluetooth earphones that were included in this. The wire will go around your neck, and then you've got little buttons on the side to control it. They do have a bit of weight to them. While they do say that they're waterproof, I'm not too sure of the certifications, but if you do just have the little charging port closed, you should be fine. With these getting a bit of water on them, or a bit of sweat while working out, you should be fine. But I'll go ahead and power these on. So I'm just going to hold it up to the microphone, and hopefully you can hear it. And then I'll power it off. There you go. So it does tell you power on, power off. But I'll just put these on quickly. That's actually a really solid fit. I'll splice in a little video of what they look like in my ears just here. Alrighty, that's what they look like in my silly ears. They're a pretty comfortable fit. Not going to be going anywhere. And the remote's just here. I'm not sure if the remote goes there or the wire goes there or over. I think it goes here. It should be fine. So they are a very tight fit in my ears. The ear tips themselves are fine. It's just that little yellow gasket that goes around that's just securing it in my ear. And basically, I can barely hear myself talking and there's no audio playing. So let's go ahead and pair this to a phone and see how it sounds. So on my iPhone just here, I'll power these on. So you've got to hold power and keep holding it for it to say pairing mode activated, and then it does come up as AGM. Alright, it's told me they're connected, which they are. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my music and test them out. So I've got BFG Division here. I've turned the volume to halfway just so it doesn't blow my eardrums out. So I'll go ahead and just play this and see how it sounds. Just make sure the remote works. Yep, there you go. Bit of bass there. A little bit muddy. I can barely hear myself talking at the moment. I mean, they're not too bad. For free earphones anyways, they're definitely not that bad at all. I'll bump it up to max. Oh, okay. Yep. So once you start hitting the maximum volume...
They're not free. You pay for them.
But for free earphones,
What?
these are pretty good.
Maybe they were. I don't know.
For just normal day-to-day use, they will be fine. But I will test these out battery-wise and splice in a little note just here to let you know how they lasted on battery. I know they take a while to charge up because I had them on charge for about 2 hours, and then they were good to go. But hopefully I get at least 4 or 5 hours out of these. But I'll quickly do a mic test on these to see how they sound. Alright, this is the microphone test on the JBL AGM earphones. This is what it sounds like. Hopefully it doesn't sound too bad, but I can't really tell because I can't hear it back right now. But hopefully you can hear it and it's not too bad.
Alright, this is the microphone test on the JBL AGM earphones. This is what it sounds like. Hopefully it doesn't sound too bad, so I can't really tell because I can't hear it back right now, but hopefully you can hear it and it's not too bad.
Very okay. I'm not going to be nitpicky. That microphone is more than enough. It will do. These earphones, they will do. Now, I did just look up the pricing for the dock for this phone, and it's only $10 from AGM's website. So I reckon what they should have done, instead of including the earphones as a bonus, maybe they should have included the dock as a bonus. It just would have made a lot more sense to me. But you do get these for free, and if you need the dock, it is only $10, so it's not that bad after all.
Alright, and here we are, the durability test for the AGM M7. Everything is all working, the back cover is securely on, all the ports are all closed, just make sure everything's all good, and all is good. Are we playing BFG Division once again? I'll play it. There we go. We'll just leave it for a bit, let it play BFG Division, we'll come back. Let's turn the volume up while it's in there. Sync has become bassy now. There you go.
Bassy sync.
So at the moment, it's all good. The speaker's a little quiet. The touchscreen stopped responding there for a second, but that's because there was water on it.
That was
Otherwise,
weird noise.
It's all good. Just give it a quick scrub it up like that, and it should be all good to go. And that it is. That's the durability test for the AGM M7. You can dump it in water, leave it there, come back to it, and it should be all good. You just gotta make sure all the port covers are closed and it's playing on its own for some reason. It might be a little bit iffy because it's been submerged in water. But anyways, we're gonna continue on and go for the drop test.
So here we are for the drop test of the AGM M7. Everything is all working still completely fine. No problems at all. AGM has told me to be violent with this. So that is what I'm going to do. They told me the back cover may come off during the test, which is to be expected because it is a removable back cover. But I'm just going to go ahead and just drop it from certain heights and see if we can damage the glass and the exterior. So here we go. We'll just drop from about waist height. They also said the speaker will may get damaged as well. Alright, face down. There we go. They did say that would happen. Now just throw it up a little bit in the air and just let it fall down and see what happens. Yep, okay. So it's still all good, it's just that the battery fell out. I'm going to drop it from about 8 feet high, straight down to the ground, and see what happens. Still all good. Once again, battery flew out of it. So I'm going to do one last test with this. I'm just going to throw it, and we'll see if it damages it. But otherwise, it's still all in fairly good nick. Nothing's really happened. Alright, here we go. And it's fine. Took damage up there. Because of all of this surrounding the screen, it's hard for the glass to actually get damaged because when it's landing on concrete, these are hitting the concrete first and not the screen. Go ahead and power it on and see if it still works. Which it all does. All is functioning, all the buttons are still working, no problems here. The exterior is a bit damaged, the speaker grill didn't get damaged, so I would say for the durability test of the AGM M7, or the drop test anyways, it survived. 2 tests in, pretty good. The last test I'm going to do is just light it on fire and see what happens, and then otherwise we'll tear this down and have a look at the insides, but so far...
Fire, fire,
there's one more drop for the whole
fire.
There we go. I tried to break the speaker grill, but nope. It got a little bit scuffed up and then that's it. So I'd say the AGM M7 has passed the test. As I said, just one more test, and then we can tear this down. Alright, so it's been a couple of days since I submerged this and threw this around, so I just want to see if the speaker is now back to normal. Yep, it's all back to normal. But while we have it here, I want to do a quick burn test. I guess being a huge fan of Jerry Rig Everything, I guess this is a bit of a nod to his videos, but except I'm kind of not going to be burning the screen like that. Well, I can do that, but my lighter just died, I think. That's alright, we know about the screen, but I'm doing what AGM told me to do and set fire to the phone, so I'll just go ahead and do that. Oh, there we go.
Fire, fire.
Well, since the whole thing is made out of plastic, obviously if you kind of put this in a fire, the casing's going to start to melt and all that sort of thing. So obviously it's going to survive in hot and humid environments, but if you're going to be using this on an open flame or something like that, yeah, it'll be fine. Well, I think for this durability-wise, it passes. You can burn this, you can throw it, you can drop it in water, it's going to survive. So at this point in time, I think we should tear it down and have a look inside this. So let's power it off and have a look inside the AGM M7 and see what's going on in here. Especially this. I did notice that there's 2 pins just here that go unused. As there's no contacts on this little battery cover here, I'm actually not too sure of what they would be used by. So from what it looks like here, there's a couple of screws that hold it down just here. But these ones at the top here, I'm not sure if these screws are just decoration pieces or if they're actually screws. So I'll just go ahead and... Oh, yep. No, they are actually screws. Oh, there you go. I thought they were decoration. So lifting the back cover off reveals, there you go. And motherboard is just here. But the actual speaker itself is built into the rear plastic. And there is a waterproof gasket that does go around this to obviously protect this from any water getting inside of it, which it has done the job. Let's take this motherboard out and have a closer look at it. Okay, so you really have to be careful with doing this because the screen is still attached to the main board and is soldered down its place. So if you do end up cracking the LCD of this, it's probably just cheaper to buy a replacement phone instead of getting this one repaired. But we can see the codes on the LCD just there, like so. Front camera does have a code just going along there like so, and it says FCam just there, which would mean front camera. The other camera's flex ribbon is soldered down in place just there. There's also no code for the rear camera as well, which I wanted to have a look at because it says in the spec apps that it's an 8 megapixel one, and it does take 8 megapixel shots. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. And just lifting the screen up, you can see there's the keyboard there, as well as the little microphone just there. But the glass and digitizer still stays attached to the phone's body with some adhesive. You can also see the earpiece just at the top there as well. At the bottom is the Type-C USB port. There's not a lot really going on here for this motherboard. Everything you want to see is right there. We know the specs of this, but if we want to see the specs even further, it just shows them right there. Just shows the CPU being the MT6739VCW, and we know it's only 1 GB of RAM and 8 GB of storage. At this point in time, it's still alive. It's a bit fiddly trying to put this back together, especially with these flex ribbons and stuff just here, but I think it should be all okay. Yep, it's all still good. Whew. Thought I might have killed it. Alright, so the last thing we need to look at is the speaker. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out. We're going to see how big this thing is. We can lift it out just like so. There is a rubber ring around that area to stop water from getting in, but of course water got in through the speaker grill, so that was to be expected. Now at this point in time, it seems to be all in an enclosed space, and I don't really want to destroy the speaker. I'm going to try and pull this apart somehow without destroying it. It looks like I can probably pull this grill off, which that is the case. There we go. Oof, that's a big speaker. Just as a bit of a reference, there's an SD card right there next to it. It's about the size of an SD card, a little bit bigger, but I do want to try something. I'm going to put these screws back in, but I'm going to leave that speaker grill off. So I'm going to play BFG Division once again, without this being on, just to see it bouncing around. That's all I want to do. Okay, Okay, I kind of didn't do what I thought it would do. But regardless though, this is a beefy speaker, and probably one of the best I've ever tested. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and now put this back together properly, and then I guess we can do a conclusion on this phone and call this one a video. Well, here it is. It's all back together. It's all tightly sealed. You can see its battle scars of what it's went through, but it did go through quite a lot, and it did survive, so I've got to give credit to this. But I think it's time that we finally get to the conclusion of this AGM M7. For the current $99 US asking price for a phone that survived being dropped, thrown, burned, drowned, having one of the most powerful speakers in a phone that I've tested, and just being a feature phone that strips away all of the features of modern smartphones, honestly, it's not that bad. Obviously, those are the positives for being rugged with a very solid build quality. Yeah, solid. The powerful speaker, support for dual 4G SIM cards, running Android while being simplified, but giving you the option to install additional apps if you need to, and its offerings for a feature phone, including those free JBL earphones in the box, all of which I went into detail within this review, and I think you all get the general idea with this phone's standout features. But I just want to say again, this speaker is an absolute beast, and it genuinely scared me when I got that notification during the review. It's loud, it's waterproof, and it's one of these things that make me recommend this phone. However, there are a couple things that do put this down a bit. However, we really have to take into consideration the price tag for this. So the first thing is a simplified Android. While it works well for the most part, there are times where you can't just use the keyboard. You have to use both the keyboard and the touchscreen. For example, in Chrome, you need to use both in order to actually use this as a functional web browser. As demonstrated with the review, you sort of are going all around the place, so you've got to tap and start tapping with the keyboard. So I can see this being a bit of an issue for some people, having to use both, but that's why they've included the touchscreen to help with the functionality of the phone. But it could have been tweaked just a little bit more, so then the keyboard could be used for pretty much everything. Look, it's not a deal breaker, and it's only in a few applications that this will happen. Next up is, with this not having any Google services like Play Store or even having the option to add a Gmail or even an email. With a feature phone, most people would probably just want to have their emails on here to quickly check as a secondary phone or just something like that. But to get emails working, you would have to have a Play Store on this phone, or else you'd have to resort to installing an APK file from the internet to get an email client on the phone. This makes it a bit confusing to some, especially for a general consumer. If it just had the option to add an email account in settings straight out of the box, then it would have been much easier. So now let's talk about the updates and patches next. While AGM said that there will be an update for any problems that users meet, including the audio not working with video, this is stuck on Android 8.1 and will not be moving from that. AGM has no plans of updating OS to another major one. I think it would have been good to have a slightly higher version of Android, but there may be some compatibility issues with the system on chip or for it not to be used with mainly a keyboard. Updates are an important thing on phones, but with this just being a feature phone and not a full-on smartphone, I guess it can't be expected to get a big update, but instead just a few small ones here and there that AGM do plan on releasing in the future to fix some of the issues. Just a minor thing, instead of the free earphones, I think maybe the dock should be included by default, just so then if it's in a rough environment, it needs to be charged, you just docked and you can leave it to charge for a bit. Otherwise, you got to purchase it separately. As I said, it's only $10 US at the moment from AGM themselves, so it's not too bad. Lastly, just another nitpicky thing for me. The Easy Key on the side should have an option to be assigned to opening any app on the phone and not just these predefined ones here. But I guess for a feature phone like this, these options are more than enough. Maybe in a future update, they may add some more options or give you a list of applications like on the DS86 where you can just choose anything and open it up with just a single click or double click of this key. Otherwise, for $99 US, if you need a phone that's going to have at least 2 days battery life, be fairly indestructible and treated pretty rough, and you only have
Alrighty.
stats, bit of internet browsing.
Finish this keyboard. What's that? So it's put my microphone near the keyboard. $54 words a minute. Type's fine now. Thanks for joining in. Bye, everybody.